uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Saying that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Shut that soft ass countdown shit up, man. It's time to get to the hot grease, god damn it. First in the building. You already know. Christopher is on deck. I see you. What's good with it? Good morning, Sunday WCS. What's good? Big Bunts and Boxing. The GOAT is on deck in the building. What's good with it, bro? Salute to you. NONAME is in the building. Good afternoon, my people. Yes, sir. Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, AK Showtime Shaw is on deck. I was waiting from the hot grease on this topic. Lord knows they say, Shaw, stop putting the Sauce Experience all over him. There was too much sea moss. You know what I'm saying? It was too much sea moss, man. God damn. Shout out to Team Tucker Official. You know what I'm saying? In the building. Carlos Rosado in the building. WCS salute. Let's get it. My birds don't play to man. So I ain't missing anything today. I got to hop on the hottest chat in the MFing game. You better know it. On deck with it. I see you out there, Carlos, man. Arnold Brown is on deck. WCS, what's up? Salute to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side Official. Man, if they don't know, man, they know now. They knew yesterday and the day before that, man. We got to continue to keep them abreast, updated, and most of all, informed. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to Toby Bartlett from across the pond, Mr. International himself. Salute WCS in the hottest chat on the YT. We're global, baby. We're global. We're global, the hottest chat, the hottest grease. We're frying fish and strays again. Man, you already know, man. Shout out to across the pond boxing fans over there. Toby is in the building. Yes, sir. Martin King Boxing is in the building. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to Ron on deck. Ron said this is going to be a learning experience for the Duckers. Oh man, we're gonna try our best to get through. You know what I'm saying? This showcase. Yeah, we're gonna get through this showcase today, man. This WCS showcase. And wouldn't you know, the next name on the showcase is Frank Martin. Yes, sir. We're gonna talk about what I was just laying back from this. Because like Shaw said, Shaw was dropping the sauce all over the place. You know what happened when sauce sauce be staining the place up, especially if it's hot. You know what I'm saying? I was just letting and watching. And then he did this interview. I said, I was trying to give a brother the benefit of the doubt. Then he's 28 years old. I say, dang, sauce might be a little bit too hot. He might be going just a stepping too hard on Frank. Give him a chance to breathe. You know how sometimes, the elder OG step on the youngin, and just to kind of let him know, say, no, that's not what you want to be doing. That's not what you want to do right there. Chill, youngin. You got plenty of time in life for that. Relax. It's not a good look. What you about to do right here, what I heard you about to do, that's not a good look. Just take a little bit more time before you decide to do that. You know what I'm saying? Think about what you're doing. But no, that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? Frank didn't feel like that was something that he needs to take in consideration. Don Vaughn in the building. What's good with it, Don? Salute WCS in the chat. Yes, sir, on deck. I can't get through all these. Samuel on deck. What's good? Call A on deck. WCS salute. Frank Narc. I know some people gonna be going in on Frank, and it's simply nothing I can do about it. Because Frank, you sit up here and played yourself. Yes, you did. You played yourself. Yeah, I see you, Martin King. You know what I'm saying? I see you. You played yourself, buddy. So let's get down to the get down, on this showcase, man. Martin was cupping hard while pillow talking. If you wonder what cupping is, it's just something I thought about to basically substitute the terminology of capping when it came to Frank Martin, because he was busy sipping out that cup. And it seemed like every time he tilted that bitch back, he lied. It's almost like he was cupping and sipping on lies, man. Every time he put that cup down, he was just trying to hydrate himself for to get himself cleared. You know what I'm saying? Have a clear mind. It looked like he was trying to convince people that something was actually in there. But you know how lies are. You know what I'm saying? Lies can be transparent. You know what I'm saying? We really don't get a chance to really know what they're about until someone speak on them or let it be known to the public. And that's exactly what Frank Martin did. He just recently had an interview and he was on there. And it was pretty much the first interview he did. Outside of Shakur Stevenson being on $1 million worth of game. Shout out to them brothers doing a big shout out to the emperor himself, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur really was out here swinging garden tools, when it came to burying freaking Frank Martin. For real, he was a gardener, goddammit. He was digging and plowing and sowing. His garden. One of the worst bitches. Like I've heard people be called bitches on here. But when somebody line you up or position you or put you on the roster as being the number one bitch, you must have did something wrong. Like what Shakur has said on $1 million worth of game now is coming to light. Now people like myself, is looking at it like, damn, he was absolutely being correct. He's talking about the DMs that he sent you and stuff like that. And then Frank Martin get on here and he totally act like that wasn't the case. And the reason that he was trying to present to the people that wasn't the case is based off something that was never real to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to a little audio, which is, Frank doesn't understand the game over there in Texas. And I can see it's a lot of shit that goes on over there, man. Real talk. But appreciate my colleagues dropping this, nugget once again. Let's talk about some of the professional fighters that felt the need to chime in. World champions that have been in a position that Frank Martin haven't been able to achieve yet. Jamel Herring, my Marine Corps comrade, Semper Fidelis, Shock Troop Devil Dog, Hoorah. He chimed in and said, this clip did not help his case. Unless he gets more his next fight, the fans are never going to let him let this one down. And that's pretty much, people basically clipping part of his interview and letting him know that we're paying attention and a lot of shit that you're saying just ain't adding up. You know what I'm saying? It's just not adding up. So the reason why people saying it's not adding up is when you get on here and you have technology and people are allowed to screen record, they're allowed to screenshot. You know what I'm saying? They're allowed to basically collect intel based off your own words and wherever you put those words out to the public. It's really a damn shame how easy it is for this shit to happen. But some of these fighters think that YTC isn't a outlet that they want to be involved in. And I get it. But somehow, some way, it seems like we have scared Frank Martin off. He wanted to go pillow talk over there on another channel, and he felt that laying his head on the shoulders, you know what I'm saying, and telling a woman, you know, what they wanted to hear, not we the public wanted to hear, but he felt that he can go over there and tell them what they wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Deion Sanders saying yesterday to my, yeah, these coaches out here, they up here trying to beat me. My Hall of Fame jacket ain't going nowhere. They're trying to beat me when they should be thinking about my team. But listen to what Frank had to say at the end of the interview as to why he's so shy in allowing other podcasts to interview him on this subject matter. Hold on for a second.
People trying to get me to do, you know, like a podcast, but it's just so crazy because it's just like people will twist your words up and put it how they want to put it. Then it's like, bro, like, I don't like that shit. I don't like that at all. So, you know, I've been, that's a lot of the reason too why I wasn't doing none of them podcasts and all that, because that shit just, I don't rock with that.
He don't rock with that, y'all. I don't like that shit. What that remind you of? All he needed was a banana. You know what I'm saying? That's all. He got them straighten his hair out a little bit. He would have created that scene real good. You know what I'm saying? And put Shakur out there driving by. You know what I'm saying? That would have been the classic meme right there. That's a classic meme, Frank Martin. You don't like, or you didn't want to like, going over to a podcast that consists of men that maybe was going to ask you those questions. You know what I'm saying? You were going to give your answer, and we was going to try to follow up and say, okay, so if this was this, why did you think that way? You know, you was going to get some resistance. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it has to be like that on a podcast, but in this subject, Frank, people are disturbed because you had the opportunity to fight for a WBC title, and you chose to look at it like it was just something that you wanted to base the money. You talking about somebody who's a 2-weight division and you a no-weight division champion, right? And you're talking about yourself trying to basically pay attention to somebody else's pockets. So being that you was paying attention to somebody else's pockets, that being Devin Haney and what you believe he offered, a phantom freaking offer to Shakur Stevenson, then you took that information and attempted to use it as your own negotiation, which was crazy because Frank Martin, if you look on the on my thumbnail, right? Frank Martin, bro, I never heard anybody say, you know, all they had to do is give me a extra little What's an extra little You go to negotiations and you talking about does the have a dollar sign on that bitch? Does it have some commas? Does it have some decimals to it? I'm just waiting on the I ain't never heard a nigga come up here and say, you know, all they had to do is give me a little bit more. You say that to the wrong group of people, they're gonna be like, nigga, you just get out. You just did some time, nigga. Because that seemed like some shit that, you know, somebody that you owe a chocolate chip cookie to that you ate without permission, they'll say, hey, Frankie, I need a little bit of you know what I'm saying, Frankie? A little bit of I mean, I can't put that in no other way because I never heard that shit on the YTC when a person was negotiating, Frank. You know what I'm saying? I never heard that shit in my life, you know, like let me let you listen to this audio. This is the craziest shit, man, because I think if Frank had like 30 fans that supported him real hard, you know, hardcore fans, I think that pretty much reduced. I think that shit reduced very, very quickly. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I want you to listen to something right quick and you tell me what you think. Is Frank, are we justified with our criticism? Are we justified in zooming in on Frank Martin for what Shaw News has been very vocal about, you being a straight up sucker? You know what I'm saying? Are we justified, Frank? You're not making the brothers look good with this a little bit of I'm like, what are you doing? Who's ever took that through negotiations, brother? are we justified? Listen to Frank. Listen to him now.
That could happen. It's all about the money.
So him going around telling people that you were asking for 50-50 is a lie.
Man, that's cap. And if he was getting paid, if he was getting paid what he say he was getting paid, you know, Devin Haney offered him, from my understanding, they offered him like $8 million, right? To fight for Undisputed. And then you got me. Then you got our fight. We fighting for a vacant title. You know, it's WBC. It's big. You know what I mean? But a vacant title, and then everything in his favor. You know what I mean? All I asked for was an extra little, you know, and they couldn't give me that, you know. But if he what he told me he was getting paid, if he was getting paid that, he capping by the whole lot. He capping about the money with Devin, what he said he was getting paid, and all that. You know what I mean? That's cap. If he was only getting $3 million, you know, and I was getting an M, that's what he said he was getting. You know what I mean? That's cap. You feel me? Because if Devin Haney offered you $8 million, you talking with? Didn't he say he got paid? He didn't got paid way more than that. Come on, we ain't gonna cap. I'm tired of niggas capping, for real.
I'm tired of niggas cupping, because all I've seen every time you wanted to freaking tell a lie, you was cupping. You tilt that damn orange cup back, and we was like, there you go, taking another drink again. That motherfucking that mouth is dry. He got dry mouth from damn lying so much. Let's just say you was trying to go off Shakur getting $8 million from Devin Haney. You say you weren't asking for 50-50, but half of $8 million is $4 million, right? So what if Frank Martin was up there trying to get that? You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the Nelly days. You know what I'm saying? That's all I mean. He always put a but Frank just said all I need is one. You know what I'm saying? So what if Frank Martin said that was $3 million? Just give me $3 million. Give me that. You know what I'm saying? Is $3 million close to 50%? It's damn near close. If you know what I'm saying, we just use an example. Okay, let's just say he's going off. You know, Devin giving the $8 million, right? And he wanna look at Shakur possibly getting $8 million for this fight. So he feel that he need another So that is $3 million, 3.5. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, he trying to gradually claw and scratch his way up to that $4 million. So that's like 50% off that. You know what I'm saying? If Shakur Stevens is getting 8, then Frank Martin feel that he should try to get 4. 4 is 50%. $4 million is 50% of $8 million. So I don't know how high he was trying to climb up that monetary ladder, right? But it just seems to me that Frank, you are not basically in line with keeping your integrity with these negotiations, because we don't know what mean. Can be a freaking another $3 million that you know, just an example. Can be another $3 million. All they had to do is give me $3 more million. That makes $4 million. We good. You know what I'm saying? Shakur was up here saying that you was trying to get 50-50, and you ain't did shit. You're not even a name. And I agree with him. You're not a name, Frank. You just had a struggle fight against Artem, and you coming out here trying to negotiate. And look, I've been on record saying you should negotiate your worth. But the example I use with Teofimo Lopez. But the one thing about Lopez, he is already the IBF champion heading in there. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't signed to 2 promotions or whatever. You know, I'm just saying it's a difference, bro, in the level of competition and everything that you came in there hoping that would be leveraged with Shakur Stevenson. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. And it's just every time I just seen you tilt that cup back, it just seemed like you was sipping on another lie. You know what I'm saying? You was getting yourself prepared. And then, you know, the question that was just being posed was leading questions to help you out. You say, so you saying Shakur Stevenson, you know, said you want 50%. That was a lie. Okay, boom. He gonna say it's a lie because you just helped him say it was a lie. You know what I'm saying? So if anything I can do to help you out, I would have said, is it accurate what Shakur said? He mentioned on the $1 million worth of game that you wanted 50%. Can you give us your take on that? I mean, that's all you had to do. Just can you give me your take? You know, people, I think in that interview, it didn't do you any justice because people gonna goddamn rip you to shreds, man. Outside of freaking sauce, just dumping freaking large pots of sauce on top of you. You know what I'm saying? Giving you first degree burns on this shit. And I know you didn't want to go on the podcast because of him. Everywhere you look at, goddamn his shorts, you know, you hear sucker, the sucker. I know that shit is goddamn giving you PTSD, Frank, for real. You know what I'm saying? And then you got blunts over there on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, you got these damn special ops teams out here. Goddamn, tearing your ass apart, bro. Goddamn, you got shrapnel all in you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got shrapnel all in you from Danger Close. You know what I'm saying? This is the worst interview you could have did, bro. And just the fact that he sent up here tomorrow. Yeah, twist your words around. Bro, it's a dialogue amongst men. There's plenty of challenge you can have a dialogue with out here. You know the ones you're going to go on there and they're going to try to rip you to shreds. You know the ones that be able to have a convo with you. But all this shit you talking about, they be trying to twist your words along. I don't like that shit right there. I don't like that. I'm going to have to drop the dime on that nigga. I don't like that shit right there. Man, come on, bro. This shit don't make any sense at all, man. Listen, let's listen to another clip Frank Martin said. It gets better, y'all.
No, I want this fight. You know, I want the fight with Shakur. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can get it down the line. I know we're going to get it down the line. You know, we both might have, you know, we both might have them straps, you know, and we could unify or whatever, you know, so that'd be better.
Anybody who followed me, right? I've actually spoke on that down the line when it comes to black fighters. You know what I'm saying? I've actually been to that staging area before. I have. I stopped in that staging area and I told everybody, I said, God damn it, a black fighter, y'all need to stop when you consider, you know, it an opportune time to fight the best opponent for you. You know what I'm saying? You have the opposition out there. This is the best freaking time for you to make this happen. And what is it? We'll fight somewhere down the line. We fight somewhere down the line. You know why people respect Shakur Stevenson is that he ain't saying down the line. He's not running from the smoke. He's running to the smoke. It's just like the USMC commercial. We run towards tyranny. You know, Shakur Stevens running towards the smoke. He's out here looking for competition. He said, I want to fight this. But he has leverage there, Frank. Shakur Stevenson has leverage. He has two-weight world champ. He's a two-weight world champion. You know what I'm saying? He unified at 130. He has leverage. If you're trying to basically negotiate your 50% with Shakur Stevenson based off you being with Errol Spence, that's the dumbest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? Because really, that's your next, you know, area that you believe that gives you a little bit more appraisal. You being over there with Man Down Promotions. For real. Take away Man Down Promotions, nobody knows who you are. In the boxing game, nobody knows you there, Frank. Nobody knows who you are. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame nobody that you're 28 years old and you're trying to, you know, be on a fast track to make this shit happen. But you're talking about going in there with opportunity to fight for a vacant WBC title and you blew it. You blew it. And then you can come on the podcast, you know, really acting like that sucker. For real. I'm not going to call you a fuck boy or a bitch ass nigga or anything like that. You don't give those vibes. But there was some other shit going on that kind of blends in with that. Sucker can put you in the same position as what I just said. You know what I'm saying? You're just allowing yourself to be asked these questions because you feel comfortable. That's what you wanted. You want to feel comfortable. You didn't want to be around anybody that's really going to present those questions with some mustard and wasabi on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? They say, okay, they start breaking down the numbers. If you would have mentioned that 8 million, right? A real one would have asked you, so if you had to give an example, give us an example more so related to your negotiations, so to speak, the communication that you and Shakur Stevenson had. Give us an example on that. Fuck what Devin Haney offered Shakur. That has nothing to do with you. You're not even a third party in that shit. Why would you even fucking bring it up? You should have stayed right there and basically presented us with an example of what you and Shakur Stevenson was talking about, not what the fuck you think Devin Haney was, what Shakur Stevenson was getting off a Devin Haney fight. That's none of your fucking business, bro. That's nothing. That has nothing to do with you at all. You should have gave us an example of your talks with Stevenson. That's it. And then the amount of money that you potentially example, you know what I'm saying? Frank, you got to learn how to make examples. You could have made an example on based off what you believe Shakur Stevens was getting with you all, and then what your money was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Because we heard $1 million, but it would have been good to kind of know what that was based off of that deterred you to run the other way. Like we would like to hear what Shakur's guesstimate on what he was going to be making, you know, because everybody knows you was going to be making, you know what I'm saying, 4 times more than what your highest payday was. You know, you was going to get a meal. That's what everybody's saying. Then, you know, being that you had to pay the local veterinarian, you had to pay the cashier at the Publix, you know what I'm saying? You had to pay your trainers, your team, your manager. You had to pay the florist. You had to pay the dude you get your tennis shoes from. You know what I'm saying? You had to pay your barber. You had to pay, you know what I'm saying, God himself for allowing you to breathe. You had to pay the medical assistant. You had to pay the freaking tire company to make sure your tire pressure's where it need to be. You found out you had a lot of expenses there, Frank. And by the time those expenses added up, you found out that what you was going to be taking home was probably like $893.50. So when you found that shit out, you said, I want to goddamn negotiate a little bit of, a little bit. I mean, I'm saying to myself, what the fuck wrong with this dude? He got bronchitis? This nigga, give me a little bit of, nigga, what are you saying? I've never heard anybody had that in the contract. The fighter said he wanted a little bit of, So if we put UH, comma, and then we're going to add some numbers to that. Is that satisfying to you, sir? If we put a with a decimal and 2 zeros. Oh yeah, you, as long as you got in there. So the followed by a decimal and 2 zeros, that should suffice what you want to get paid for the Shakur fight. Like I said, long as you got my you know what I'm saying, you got that in there, I'm good. All right, so what number would you like that to be when they talking about numerically? You know what I'm saying? When they talk about numerically, because that's where it gets a little interesting. Well, you know what I'm saying, you got the there. Just give me let me see, give or take. Let's just put a 9 and a 0, or something like that. Something like that. Because Shakur said he was getting 8 million from Devin, right? So yeah, give me a 9-0. You said a decimal, right? Yeah, give me a 9-0, and that should be 9 million. That should put me about 9 million, right? A 9. Let me see. I want to get close to where he at. No. We're dealing with decimals. We're not dealing with commas, Frank. We're not dealing with commas, bro. We're dealing with decimals. You said all you wanted was a and then a decimal and 0. We gave you that. So how much that's gonna be? Like that's gonna be $90. Fuck nigga. That's what it's gonna be. So why did you put the value of my at 90? Because I asked you, nigga. I asked you what you want the value to be numerically. You know, you're talking about money. No, I wanted 9 million. I wanted something that was up or equal or close to Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? I know. And I asked you, you said you want to, we gave you the, and we want to know what you feel about the, you know what I'm saying? Don't you ever bring your ass up here with some dumb shit like that again, Frank. Don't ever bring yourself up there with some dumb shit like that, bro. That is not how you negotiate. That is not how you represent as a fighter that signed the freaking Errol Spence. I'm talking about y'all not looking like a unit over there in Texas. It's a lot of shit going on. It's just like, listen to this. It just doesn't make any sense, Frank. Like you should have had more advice given to you prior to doing this interview. And I would like to kind of, do more of the interview. But I know people do paperwork over here and all that. But let's listen to some more audio.
Look, ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean? The fight didn't happen. It's all because of that money. Once he get his little fight out the way, and then I get my fight in, my next fight, hopefully we can, you could double up.
Let me ask you this, Frank. What's going on with your nose, bro? Like, nigga, if you wasn't goddamn tilting the cup back, you up there picking at your nose, nigga. Like, I know it's your nose, and you have ownership over your nose, and that's cartilage that you was born with, and it's grown with you through life. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? 28 years, nigga, you goddamn got the deed to your nostrils. But doing an interview, nigga, like what was in your nose, man? I guess them lies are a hell of a drug, ain't it, Frank? You should understand if you're coming in front of the YTC, right? You selectively chose that platform, and you should have midway through it, you say, okay, this is how they're going to look at me for this right here. Because obviously no one was holding you accountable for shit. No one was pressing you on the numbers. No one was breaking down and itemize what you was talking about. No one was questioning the poor examples that you was giving. Nobody was up in your face like that, there, Frank. Nobody was up in your face, man. And be like, well, hold up. No, what are you saying? What's this? What's that? You say, he can come back around. Or he can have his little fight, and you can have your fight, and y'all can come back around, and he have his title, and you have. So you basing everything on the titles. Is that what they told you over there? So basically, you looking at everything where Devin Haney vacating the titles and going up to 140, and now you finally getting your opportunity, right? So you feel like now everything is going to come into play where you can fight for a title, a vacant title, and it won't be Shakur Stevenson. So pretty much you're telling on yourself right then, because you're saying that you would just fight Shakur Stevenson up the line with a belt, and now you'll have a bit more leverage to get what you initially wanted, which was 50-50. That's what you truly want when it comes to that, because you're saying Shakur is going to have a belt, right? Because you consider his fight to be a little belt, and you said the WBC, that's okay. That's okay. I'm like, what? Nigga, I'm lost. Like, where's your team at, bro? Who's representing Frank Martin? Can any one of y'all let me know who's representing Frank Martin? I don't know who's representing this nigga for real. This dude is out here lost. He said that he'll meet Shakur Stevenson up the road and he have a belt. And that doesn't sound like a person who wants to fight right now. You're 28 years old and you think Shakur is going to pick up another belt and he's going to look for you? He's already a 2-weight world champion. He's about to be a 3-weight world champion, and the man is not even in his 30s yet. Right? You're 28. You don't have long, and you're vying to be 1 division world champion. Shakur Stevenson is about to be a 3-weight world champion. So you think the price yesterday, when you fucking bailed out this negotiation, you think that's going to be the price yesterday? When you come to the price today, you're waiting on you to get a belt, and you're going to revisit him and he has a belt. You think you're going to still be able to negotiate that money. You think exactly that's the way it's going to happen, Frank. You can't be that stupid, bro. It's not going to be a care in the world for you. Nobody's going to show you any remorse, man. Nobody's going to show you any remorse, man, because you're going to get your title and you're not going to go looking for Stevenson. You're not. You're going to try to defend your title with some competition, make your money as much as you can. You're not going to try to go give that belt away. You're hoping that somebody like Stevenson, when he picks up the WBC title, you hope he freaking, don't plan on becoming unified lightweight world champion. You know what I'm saying? You're hoping that he doesn't have those plans in his forecast and he moves up to 140. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of shit I get from you. It seems like you got this huge forecast. You don't plan on going anywhere. You don't plan on being great because that was your window to be great. You chose to come up with some bogus ass numbers based off somebody else phantom negotiation that played out in the media. No one truly knows if it was true or not. But you picked that motherfucking numbers and you chose to use it in a real negotiation. This is your opportunity to agree to the numbers, and we get to see Frank Marshall Chris Stevenson. And you chose to sit up here and say, all I need is a little bit of I'm like, I never seen or heard a boxer use some bogus ass negotiation examples that somebody else has nothing to benefit Frank from. He chose to lean his nosy ass over there in Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson business when you have business with Shakur Stevenson for a freaking belt, for a belt, for the WBC world title, bro. I think this was the dumbest move. Look, the move you just made is one of the dumbest moves I've seen in a long time in boxing. Like, this was one of the dumbest moves, Frank. For real, like it's people was actually, you know, like saying you wasn't no type of nigga like that. You wasn't a sucker based off, you know, you defending yourself with Keyshawn Davis. But maybe Keyshawn was on to something. Maybe Keyshawn was on to something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Keyshawn was on to something. And look, I even go further to say, give it up for Shakur Stevenson's maturity, because Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis is pretty damn tight, shawty. So if Shakur was real petty, he could have just said, you know what? I see you got, you know, you try to get active with my guy, Keyshawn. I really don't want to fuck with you. You know, I don't want to fight you in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, I don't think you him. You know what I'm saying? You on some other shit. He could have just said, no, Stevenson actually tried to make the fight with you. He actually tried to give you what you want to help your career. You stepping in there with him. He gets nothing out of fighting you, bro. He gets your record, but you're not even established. You're like Michelle Rivera when you stepped in there with him. You know, you're in his same position there, Frank. They're building you up. You just like Michelle Rivera. They were just building them up, and then he ran into you. Well, guess what? This is your moment to step in there with Shakur Stevenson and prove that you're not Michelle Rivera. But you didn't do it. You wanted to make it about money and then say, well, if we sometime up the road, and then y'all want to try to sit up there and talk about Shakur Stevenson had Edwin De Los Santos. Bro, everybody has a fighter in weight. I mean, that's what you got a TEAM for. That's what you got a motherfucking team to have a backup in case the negotiations don't look the way they're supposed to or go the way you want them to. You have a fighter that's on backup, nigga. Like, are you on weight? What you looking like? Okay, just stay around that, and we're in negotiation right now. We'll let you know. I mean, don't try to insinuate that Stevenson was in there just wasting oxygen when he had De Los Santos, who he really wanted to fight. Nah, he has no reason to duck you, homie. He has no reason to duck your ass at all, bro. Get to this chat right quick. Frank wants the $1 million reality with the minimum wage resume. Talk to him, Don. Damn. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty right there. That's just nasty for real. That's nasty. He wants the $1 million reality with the minimum wage resume, nigga. God damn. On a Sunday? Father, Pastor, can you come down here? Bless this man. He's on some different type of time. Please bless him in the chat. Put your hand on him and pray for him for the rest of the week. God damn it. God damn, he's up here sinning with that shit. Bruce Gas Boxing Jackson, what's good with it, bro? What's good? He got a minimum wage resume. I haven't even said that shit. A minimum wage resume, and he has $1 million reality, dog. That's sharp. I ain't gonna lie, that shit's sharp. You know what I'm saying? That's lemon juice to the eyeballs right there, goddammit. That's sharp. Frank cupping hard and making excuses. I'm not surprised he signed by EJ. You know what I'm saying, Samuel? That nigga was cupping, boy. Every time he wanted to tell a lie, he goddamn tilt that motherfucker back. Obviously, we saying there ain't shit in the cup, nigga. Put it down. Ain't shit in the cup. This nigga every time tilt the cup back. Goddamn sip on another lie. Okay, this is what it is. See, hey, I'm gonna tell you, Shakur Stevenson got a belt. I have the belt. We can come back and fight up the line for unify. We can unify division. Dude, it ain't gonna happen, bro. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You obviously didn't learn anything from, the way Demetrius Andrade was freaking on the shelf for a long period of time based off actions that he attempted to do, somewhat like you. Even though his was a little bit longer, far along than this shit. I mean, it does happen when fighters can get blackballed, man, when it comes to the money. For real. And if they got some master plan for you over there, it better be a master plan that you can draw back in the fans you just lost by running away from Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? Because people sit up here and say, well, this is what was said over there on that interview. And shout out to Queens of the Ring. They were the one who did this interview, okay? And it was a point over there where Nick J has said that she don't believe when a fighter is walking away because of money, it's not considered a duck. And I have been on record as pretty much, making that a clear understanding that boxing is a business. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is a business. But she was partially incorrect. I would say you're partially incorrect. Maybe 70% incorrect on that particular statement, because a fighter can make it about money with their full intentions of being, their full intentions is to duck that fighter. They want to outprice themselves. That's what it's called, outpricing themselves. Frank Martin, and also you can look at a fighter who's coming in there with a minimum wage resume, as Don Vaughn eloquently put in the chat. You know what I'm saying? They can come in there with a minimum wage resume, but yet they're trying to ask for $1 million reality when they're getting paid multiple times more than what they ever had in their career. That can be considered ducking, because you're talking about you want but we don't know what the mean. What if the was $3 million more dollars? What if it was $2 million more? You know what I'm saying? You're being unreasonable because your resume has been identified as minimum wage. That is considered ducking, because you know damn well that you're not going to get that. You have to look at the whole schematics, bro. You have to look at everything. You have to look at the entire pay-per-view metric. You have to look at it from a promotional standpoint. How are they going to get this money back? You know what I'm saying? Are you worth that? You know what I'm saying? Shakur has had more big fights on that stage than you have. So what do you bring to the table besides yourself? And then if I remember, it was something that the question was asked, were you basically negotiating the numbers, or were your people were negotiating the numbers? And I think you said your people were negotiating the numbers, but they still had to get in contact with you. Because if you found out you was going to get $1 million, and Shakur is saying that y'all agreed on that, but yet you wanted to come back with a little bit of I'm just curious to know what the So the only way you're gonna clear this up, man, hit up, Shaw News. You know what I'm saying? Hit up someone who is not gonna be grinning all the time and happy to have you in their presence. You know what I'm saying? Try going on a male's platform who understands the business of boxing, who is integrated into the sport. Maybe your dialogue would be a bit different, because it just seems like you was playing the role of a boxer. You was trying to pretend like you really didn't know the business of the sport. Maybe you need to go on a platform where they can present those questions to you and y'all can have a very good conducive dialogue, man. I think that's what you need to do, Frank. I know I played the audio with you saying I don't like that shit right there. They want to twist your word. Nobody's twisting your words, bro. Nobody's twisting your words. You are in control of your words. You are, Frank. Just like I said, you was in control of your nose that you kept on picking at during the interview. You're in control of that, bro. You're in control of your words. You are, Frank. Don't try to put all that shit off on anybody else. You're in control of your words, bro. Alicia Marcello didn't duck any questions from WCS. WCS didn't hold back. It was man to man, full respect. That's what I'm trying to say, Toby. I've been on here saying how I'm not in the favor of the Charlo brothers. And all I said was, I always looked at it, y'all being unapproachable. And what did he do? He gave me what? He pretty much answered my question. He said, yeah, you're the one. And then he called himself. Frank, he needs to go on a platform that's going to basically present him with questions, you know what I'm saying, that's not going to be filled with cheer, you know what I'm saying, jovial, you know what I'm saying, chuckles, grins, smiles. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be individuals there that's truly trying to get to the bottom of the Frank Martin scandal. A lot of people out here are looking at you like, dude, you did the worst business by ducking Shakur Stevenson and making it seem like it's about him not paying you enough money, but yet and still your highest payday was $250,000. And obviously when people say million, that's way higher than your highest pay. But like I said, you have so many people to pay. And when all those deductions was cleared and the final balance was presented, you know what I'm saying? You felt like, oh shit, I need more money. You can't do that, brother. You should have did it like this. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna make very little money on when it's all said and done, the net. You know what I'm saying? What the net's gonna be, boom. Let me go in here, beat Shakur Stevenson. Then I have Stevenson on my resume and I have the WBC belt. So my next fight, I'm really gonna get paid some money. That's when I can get that 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. I mean, I'm just exaggerating. I'm just saying he can get more money than he got before. So I got Frank Martin balls in his pocket. Frank knows it. Toby, you know, Toby has, you know, he's been very active. You know, Toby is sitting up here, you know what I'm saying, swinging the paddle like the principal up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Toby's acting like the foreman. Toby handing out punishment up in this motherfucker, dog. What's going on? Justin Booker on deck. What's good? Frank got cry mouth. Man, he was on that cup, right? He was cupping. That's the first time I seen a nigga up there cupping doing negotiations, man. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was cupping. Don't ever bring an orange cup to pillow talk. Don't ever do that again. You saw what you done caused out here? Shout out to Mr. Golden, the OG, man. What's good with you, Mr. Golden? Appreciate you on deck in the building. Whose man's is this talking about he want a couple of pieces of I don't know, Carlos, man. You know, he put that in there. Like I said before. It seems like some, you know, you just got locked up and you went in there and ate a cookie that was on your pillow. And then somebody said, hey, where that cookie go that was on the bunk, man? Oh, I ate that shit, man. I was hungry, man. I ain't ate all day. Oh, okay. That was my cookie, man. Oh, it was. I'll get back to you. No, man. No. You don't. That's not how it work up in here, bro. In order for me, you know, you give me my cookie back, I'm gonna need a little bit of You know what I'm saying? That's what every time. Who makes that sound, man? Like I see you was in the presence of women, but who makes that sound when it's talking about numbers in the negotiation? Have you ever heard a fighter say he need a little bit of I swear to God, Hey, man, Blunts, maybe you could tell me what have you ever heard that shit in life, man, in negotiation, bro? I don't get it, bro. I don't get it at all. This dude is different. Frank, you have proven that you're different for the wrong reasons. And the bad part about it, it's not even a good look, being that Errol just came off what he experienced July 29th. You know what I'm saying? He just came off what he experienced July 29th, and then it's you. You know what I'm saying? Then it's you, brother.
I want this fight. I want to fight with Shakur. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can get it down the line. I know we gonna get it down the line. We both might have, we both might have them straps, and we could unify or whatever, so that'd be better.
He said maybe we can unify. That would be better. Maybe we can unify. So you want, like I mentioned earlier, without repeating myself too much, Shakur picks up a 3rd division championship strap, and you pick up your first, and you believe that you're still going to have even more leverage when you go in there with Shakur Stevenson in a unification bout than you had with them, you and him fighting for a title initially at lightweight division. Shakur Stevenson's first title at lightweight, your first title at lightweight. You think the price is going to be more beneficial to you? Or are you looking at it like, okay, this is worth my while now? I have a title. Now I can get what I wanted with Shakur Stevenson first time. I didn't have a belt the first time. So now I can say, okay, I want 3.54 million because I got a belt. You know what I'm saying? You're still not looking at it from a situation where you haven't fought nobody. If you fight for a vacant title, it's not as expensive as you would like it to be. You know what I'm saying? The stock value of it is not it's not where you're going to want it to be, Frank. I know what you're looking at. You're looking at, if I get a belt, I have more prestige and buying power. But still, you're going in there with the fighter who has way more leverage than you from 2 other divisions. And this will be his 4th championship. You know what I'm saying? This will be only your 1. So this is a perfect example when people say titles don't matter. This would be a perfect example that that's total bullshit, because it will matter. Shakur's titles will matter, but your title not so much. If they was giving you $1 million, the best you might get is 1.5, 1.8. If you're thinking one title is going to get you all the way up, you need to get with Teofimo Lopez. You need to get with some other cats that, that had multiple titles and see what they was paid for real. And you're going to be disappointed, brother.
Look, ain't nothing changed. You know what I mean? The fight didn't happen. It's all because of that money. Once he get his little fight out the way, and then I get my fight in, my next fight, hopefully we can, we could double down and get it on.
So just to be clear, you want to come back, double back, while Shakur has a belt. While he didn't have a belt, you wanted 50-50. So you want to double down when he has a belt, and you expect to get 50-50. It's not going to work out that way, buddy. So pretty much, Frank Martin, you fuck yourself over. You might get that belt, but the price of that belt is going to be minimum wage, bro. I'm just letting you know it's going to be minimum wage, because you have pretty much contaminated, who you are in the lightweight division, because the door was ajar. Yes, it was. The door was ajar for you, brother. You didn't want to walk through that door. The door was ajar for you, bro. Sometimes when you see the light shining through the door, Frank, you got to peek around there and see what's in there, especially if you know what you're there for. You should have pretty much walked through that door and said, okay, let's make this happen. If you felt confidence in yourself, you should have went in there and captivated the boxing community and said, this is who I am, and this is my coming out party. And to you, Shakur Stevenson, as that moment, oh my God, it would have been inspiration to a lot of other boxers. You know what I'm saying? You could have proved to people, yeah, you can start boxing late there, Frank. And then you can do this. You can shock the world. I mean, you know what I'm saying? All the storylines that could have been used for you, bro. But no, Frank didn't want to go towards the light, bro. You know what I'm saying? Frank didn't see that door ajar. He didn't want to go into that door, man. He had the perfect opportunity. Thinkers think on deck, man. He said, if I'm hearing it right, Frank said Shakur told him he was getting $3 million for the fight. And the DM, supposedly. Frank was getting $1 million. But Frank, a little. So let's just say we use your example there, Think. So I'm thinking about what you just said. And let's just say Shakur said he was getting $3 million. So the for Frank Martin was 2.5. Is that, come on, bro? What was Frank thinking? Did Frank want 1.5? If Frank felt that, okay, if Shakur was getting 3, because I was exaggerating just a little bit too much for Frank. Let's just say Shakur wanted 3 and Frank was getting 1 and he wanted that 1.5. What percentage is that? I swear to God. What percentage is that? God damn it. What's 1.5 times 2? You know what I'm saying? What's half of 3? Jesus Christ, man. If you on here trying to say that, if that's the case, well, Shakur was getting 3 and you said you wanted to use example as 8 to basically separate yourself from looking stupid. And you should have used 3, right? Because you didn't want to release the real numbers that Shakur had. Let's just say it was 3. And that little why would a be 2? You know what I'm saying? 1.2. What if you wanted 1.5 and Shakur was out here saying you wanted 50-50 and you say, nah, that's cap. That is 50%, bro. That's 50%. Real talk. Any way you look at it, that's 50%, bro. It's a bad look. It's a bad look, no doubt about it. It's a bad look for you. Appreciate that, thinkers, man. Just listen to the Moist Fighter talk about wanting a little That's what he said he wanted, Carlos. He wanted a little You know what I'm saying? Because when he ate that cookie off the pillow, you know, his celly said, hey, in order to pay that back, I want a little You know what I'm saying? I say, what kind of negotiation prowess are we speaking about? That shit is just stupid, bro. Who does that, man? Like, I understand you in the company of women. I get it. All right. You know, as a man, you know, I played around with certain sound effects in the company of women. Yeah. But that wasn't the case here. You was there to basically present your case, clear your name, give us a better understanding, because you're getting murdered out here in the social media YTC streets. You know what I'm saying? The violence is real when it comes to your name, Frank. You know what I'm saying? And it was your opportunity to pretty much give us more clarification so we won't be able to assume what you thought. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, you could have just gave us an example. If it was 3 million, you know what I'm saying? And you take away the and give us a numeric value to it. If you would have put an extra 500,000 onto that numeric value, that would have put you at 1.5. And people would have said, bro, you do want 50-50. That's exactly what you want. I mean, but man, this dude is going to continue to get crucified, bro. He's going to continue to get crucified because it's a bad look for him. And he ain't did nothing at the lightweight division. I just be like, who is you, Frank? You beat one fighter who was barely on the radar, Michelle Rodriguez. Hey, bro. He's in Michelle place right here. You know what I'm saying? That's his opportunity. Michelle stepped up and he was trying to basically eliminate Frank Martin out the picture, the bigger and better fights. This was Frank Martin time to step to Shakur Stevenson and do the same thing to him. Prove that he just wasn't a hype job. That's all. It was his opportunity to make that shit happen, man. You know, Frank Martin is 18-0, 12 knockouts. And this man is 28 years old. And let's go a little bit through his resume as far as his frequency. Most of his fights was in 2019. He had 2 fights in the pandemic, one prior to the pandemic, one at the post-pandemic. You know, February 2020 December 2020. And then he had a fight April of 2021, August of 2021. And then he had 3 fights in 2022. Romero Dono, Jackson Marinez, and Machero Rivera. And then he just had this fight July 2023 of Artem. So he fought once this year. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why? Why have you just fought once this year? You didn't have to fight once this year. You could have had a very exciting fight with Shakur Stevenson, but you turned it down, bro. It's not a good look, bro. It's not a good look at all. Shakur is Debo and Frank is Red trying to ask for his bike back. Man, please. Man, look. That man was up there trying to goddamn, talk to a freaking Google device and get it to damn look up some shit, and it didn't even work because he was too far out of range and all this other, man, just a lot of goofy shit, man. For anybody that's listening, don't ever bring a cup to Pillow Talk. Don't no female want to hear you goddamn tossing no cup up and acting like there's some shit in there. That's almost like you're nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a virgin or something. You know what I'm saying? She's a little bit too close to you. And you can smell her perfume and everything. And then you start to get aroused and you feel embarrassed. You're like, oh, can you just move back over there for a little bit? And I thought there was Netflix and chill. You're getting close to me. I'm feeling my body temperature go up a little bit. She'd be like, yeah, bitch, that's the whole purpose. That's Netflix and chill, goddamn it. Certain shit happen. You never did this for? No, I'm just trying to treat you like a woman. You seem like you're wholesome. You know what I'm saying? You seem like you're a wholesome woman. I don't want to mess things up. Matter of fact, can you give me my cup? Man, come on, nigga. Stop it, bro. He should have really fought Keyshawn. Keyshawn was never on the table there, Booker. Keyshawn was never on the table. He was on the right platform saying, give me a little more, You're right, dog. He was on the right one, dog. You know what I'm saying? See, cause look, if he was on a male platform talking that shit, somebody would have questioned him. It depends on who it is, though. If it was BFTV, he probably would have said, say that one more again. Yeah, say that again. Okay, triple it up like a jab. Say it 4 more times. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Somebody else would have been like, hey, what do you mean by I just don't get that type of language when it comes to negotiation. What's an Y'all make sure y'all check out that live stream, because you're gonna say to yourself, somebody who mentioned dick riding all the time, that nigga was over there just jumping up and down like it was cool. BF was all in the chat. Tell him, Frankie. Tell him, Frankie. I'm out here supporting Frankie. I love you, Frankie. That nigga was out there goddamn cheerleading, pom-poms everywhere, dog. That nigga was doing some cheers never seen before on the YTC. Rashid, what's good with it? In the future, Frank Martin would tell his children and grandchildren that he almost fought Shakur for the lightweight championship. That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, y'all sit down over here. Back in the day, that 5-division champion Shakur Stevenson. Man, there was a point in time, man, he was in negotiations. For real, Grandpa? Yeah. You see, Grandpa knew he was worth more. And see, this is what I teach y'all. I want you all to stand on your morals. Okay, I stood on my morals. He thought that just giving me $1 million. He gave you $1 million, Grandpa? Yeah, but listen, that was nothing. I had 25 people to pay, and it just wasn't enough money. So I stood there and I didn't take the fight. And I want you to do the same thing. Never accept anything first without looking it over. You know what I'm saying? I want you to grow and be a leader and be successful. Don't ever be in a hurry to make money. I'm gonna go over there, goddamn, sipping on some bourbon. You know what I'm saying? telling his grandkids how the moment presented itself. It's video out there. It's video out there. I tell you, that video is out there. You will see I was much younger then. You know what I'm saying? I had the beard. The beard is, it's gray as shit now. Yeah. But just look around. Frank said Shakur told him he was making $3 million and he would be making $1 million, which is why I think Shakur is saying he wanted 50% because the would have took to the 1.5. Yeah. I agree with you on that. If that was the case, yo, you know what I'm saying? It'd be dumb of him to sit up here and deny that he wanted 50% just because he didn't say 50%. The numbers, 1.5 is half of 3 million. That is 50% of, what y'all negotiating. And then, I'm not going to say why you so nosy as to what Shakur is making, right? All I'm saying is you have to look at your portfolio right now, Frank Martin. It's very, very questionable. Nothing about your portfolio say that it's galvanizing. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're expecting you to come to negotiations. They're not looking at your resume as something that's going to be a tough negotiation. That's not the case there, Frank. That's not the case. You showed that you were selfish, man. Like you didn't want to fight. And the big part about this and where you breach the confidence of your fans is you went on here and lied, man. You know what I'm saying? Your fans don't have confidence in you no more because you went ahead and lied in a fight that was for a title. That was for the WBC title. What you said, that title, WBC, it's okay. Nigga, what are you talking about? It's more than okay, man. Like, I'm not saying you should act like you all exhilarated, but I'm saying, brother, you ain't held one of them WBC titles in your possession. You know what I'm saying? You have not been him yet. You don't have long, bro. You need to get started. For real, you need to get going. Shout out to Jessica in the building. I'm convinced these boxers are influenced by the rich. Boxer friends thinking he can negotiate himself into more money in the future. The price that he had is not going to be the same price tomorrow. Anybody could tell that man that. Anybody, y'all. Hold on for a second. Boy, sit your dumb arse down. Your 15 minutes might be up, Frank. It's going to be tough there, Ron. For real, it's going to be tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? In my Fox News rant, shut up and box. No, you didn't go to the Fox News, dog. We're not trying to make this a episode where prejudice and discrimination is basically aired out amongst, other boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? We want to keep it, within the good taste. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, instead of he was capping, he was cupping. Because every time that nigga wanted to tell a lie, he made sure he tilted that glass back and got hydrated because he had dry mouth. And he had to goddamn get right, for real. W says, you pinched my lies are a hell of a drug. I'm for real, man. That nigga up there goddamn swiping his nose, digging his nose like That nigga been snorting those lies, man, for real. Like, nigga, your nose haven't moved since the last comment you made. You know what I'm saying? Your nose haven't went nowhere. It's still right there, front and center. Frank Martin was sounding like a crackhead in the interview. He said, a chickhead. He said, Mel Bird. That's why Shakur called him a bitch. And I said he was a sucker. Oh, okay. Frank Martin was sounding like a chickhead. And in the interview, he said he is straight Mel Bird. That's why Shakur called him a bitch. Shakur said what did he say? He just didn't say he was a bitch, man. He got that. He said he the biggest bitch in boxing or something like that. Shakur was like on his neck, bro. He should have stayed quiet. This would have blown over a little. But he said that that's what he was doing. He stayed quiet. And then he felt that he should come on that particular platform and lie to the people. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's what I seen. That's what I seen. Also, I couldn't understand this either. Let me let y'all hear this shit right here.
Do like a podcast, but
Hold on for a second. That's not it. Listen to this.
I could not ask. How's our guy doing?
Oh, he good.
Good.
Yeah, he's solid. He's solid.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
So to the people who don't really know who our guy is, because now it makes all the sense in the world. If that's your guy, so okay, you're Errol Spence fan, okay, but our guy to the general public, once again, man, y'all got to be wary of you have people listening in to your podcast and you say our guy. You brought Frank Martin up here. A lot of people may not know Frank Martin attached to y'all guy, who you were speaking about, Errol Spence. A lot of people may not know he's attached to him. So when you say our guy, it's almost like you're trying to keep it inclusive. You know what I'm saying? To y'all. I mean, this is a public fight that played out. It's public. Just like the Frank Martin fights played out. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Frank Martin fight played out. I mean, with nobody on that platform ask him, well, if you want a little bit of based off your last, performance, do you think Shakur looked at you in a manner, or your team, the team or whatever, looked at you in a manner and say, you rated that pay increase based off your last performance? Because that guy that you fought wasn't a big name at all. So what if you're getting paid higher than what your highest, ticket was since a professional fighter? What fight catapults you or raises the bar for you to get paid that little you know what I'm saying? Just because you're facing me? I mean, your last fight wasn't anything exciting. There wasn't a top-ranked opponent like that people was looking for you to step in there and get tested. So you want to go in here and just because you're facing Shakur and you say, oh, now it's time to price myself out of a fight. That is considered ducking, because you put a price point up there and you knew they wasn't going to go for it. I mean, y'all tried to make it seem like Stevenson was desperate. He's not desperate. He's going to get a fight. But the crazy part about it, Frank, Shakur Stevenson go out here and fight somebody less caliber than you. And people may complain a little bit, but they understand that people are not lining up to fight him. They're not lining up to fight Shakur. So if he has the opportunity to fight for a title, and it's not the caliber opponent that we want to see, people are gonna look at it like, okay, Frank Martin ran away, Devin Haney's tied up. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn is his guy. There's not that many names out there, man. And you should have took a freaking snapshot of that shit and looked around and said, okay, who else? Now somebody else is gonna get paid a pretty good piece of the pie. And you're just gonna be sitting out there with no opportunity to fight for a title, bro. Shout out to Trick Noty in the building. The Oracle has arrived on deck. That was just, I think, Big Con represent him. So you think the weight was enough for Ben to come up here and say, I'll take the case? Ben just don't take any case now. Come on, Trick. You know Ben don't just come up here and take any case. Frank delusional. Nobody checking that much for him. His style is decent, but that style, dime a dozen. I agree, man. His style, it's not a boring style, so to speak, but he does get in the habit of doing the same thing over and over again. He can fight. Frank can box. That's all. Frank can box, man. That's all I can say. Move up and fight Richards and Hitchens. You know what I'm saying? Go up there and box him, man. Something. Challenge yourself. If it's not something in the lightweight division that can get you motivated, because you're not getting a fight with Gervonta Davis. That's out the question. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting a fight with Gervonta. It's not happening. He was in a beauty salon gossiping with the girls. I know, right? I don't like that shit right there. Girlfriend. I don't like that shit. I put it out there. He can't give me a little bit of, I said, please, 2 snaps, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? It could be so let me get this straight. So I didn't know you do hair on the side. Yeah. And you box too? Yeah, for real. Oh man, you a man's man. Shit, nigga, stop, man. Letting them motherfucking gas you up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your goddamn diva side was coming out a little bit, Frank. For real, your diva side was coming out. Hold on for a second. I'm reading through some of these comments. Frank was pillow talking with the girls, for real. Not the cookie on the pillow. For real, Jessica, you know what I'm saying? That nigga came in there was hungry as hell. He goddamn got crumbs still on his mouth when they goddamn pressed him. Hey man, where my cookie at, bro? Who told you to eat that? Man, ain't no problem, man. I can get you shit on your commissary. Nah, man. I don't want that shit, dog. You must not know how things work in here, man. You ate that shit without permission. It's your first day up in here. You ate my shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I want it back. I can't give it to you. I ate it already. I told you I'd buy you another one. No, nigga, I want it back. I want a little extra. Frank, goddamn, nigga, that's the dumbest shit I heard on here, bro. Give me an extra little. I mean, dude, you was getting million. And extra can be, all they had to do is give me 500 more thousand. Nigga, you ain't getting 50%. I didn't ask for 50%, nigga. I asked for 500 more thousand. Make it 1.5. Nigga, you're not getting 50%. Somebody tell him, Errol, come over here. Man, tell him I'm not asking for 50%. I just asked for a little bit more on top of that one that they giving me. I want that 5 and put 1.5. I never asked him for 50%, bro. Yeah, he ain't never asked you no 50% because you have to pay attention to what he said. He ain't never asked you no 50%. He asked you for 500,000. That's what you said it was, Frank. That's 1.5. That's $1.5 million right there. That ain't that much. Just give him a little You know what I'm saying? All he asking for is a little Hey, somebody let Frank know all he want is a little We don't know what the numeric value is of that Nobody knows, bro. Nobody knows. Did you tell your people you just want a little bit more just a little bit more Originally he was getting 750, then he got an extra 250, then he tried to get more. See, all this new information coming out, man. So they gave you more. They gave you 250 more, and you getting $1 million. So I'm basically curious to know what the rest was that you wanted. You was being greedy, bro. You know what I'm saying? You was being greedy, and they was giving you the highest that you ever been paid. You was being greedy, bro. Seriously, that's unfortunate. Tell Frank not to feel too bad. I asked my girlfriend for a little last night and got told. Man, come on, Toby. Come on, man. Man, y'all some rowdy boys, man, for real. Did y'all not go to church today? I forgot to ask people. God damn. Big salute to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official, baby. You already know, man. No negotiations needed. We already know what it is, man. MD, what's good with it? Once you get that close to sealing the deal and walk away, people ain't dealing with you, bro. Hey, true words, man. That shit is not a good look. You know what I'm saying? See, MD, why you on that topic? This is what they tried to say about Crawford. See how Blunt just gave the information. Okay, suppose it was this, and this, and this. Those numbers wasn't out last year in 2022 when Crawford walked away from negotiations. But when he did, they absolutely tried to use the same argument, or pretty much what you said, as far as people didn't want to deal with. They were saying that Al Haymon wasn't going to deal with Crawford no more. They did, because he walked away from negotiation. But he didn't walk away. He agreed to everything. They didn't have all these numbers like they wanted, to have for the 2023 fight that happened July 29th. They thought all they can go off of is 65-35 and all that, but both fighters agreed to everything. They just wanted to have the fight in 2023. So they tried to use that same stamp that Crawford was pretty much trying to outprice himself, and he walked away, and Al Haymon wasn't going to deal with it no more. That wasn't entirely true. You know what I'm saying? So because we all knew that he came back to negotiations and he dealt with somebody other than Al Haymon. So it worked out just great. People mad today, who cares really? From what I understand, they had a date and a venue book. They ain't doing business with him again unless they forced to. Oh, shit. They have a date and a venue? The venue is booked? Oh, that's bad. That's bad news right there, bro. That's bad news. They have a venue too? Frank is on the Errol Spence and the World Class Furniture Store. Yep. And I heard he's another promotion he has to pay TGB. So I'm not seeing how he's benefiting. If he has to pay Errol Spence and he has to pay TGB, he has to pay Al Haymon. I mean, that's a lot of freaking pockets to fill. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of pockets to fill. Let's see. I'm just saying, Showtime, man, that nigga cupping like a motherfucker, man. Lies all the way to the rim. Hey, Showtime, his cup was running over with lies. That nigga came to a pillow talk session with a cup in his hand, dog. I'm ready. What you want to talk about? Shout out to Reed on deck. He said Frank ethered himself when he spoke on Shakur and Devin. saying he'll take it if it was him. Did they address the cap? No, they didn't, bro. Solid point. Did they address the cap? No. You know why they didn't address the cap? Because they was just happy to have that man in their presence. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be a gift. You know that, hey, there's a lot of male channels out here that's too aggressive. Okay, Frankie? But we have one perfectly aligned for you. You know what I'm saying? It can be a late night session that you can go over there and you can just, vent a little bit and tell the people what's on your mind, and you won't be held to anything. They won't try to hold you accountable. They won't fact check you. They won't do any of that. They won't try to goddamn, rebut what you're saying. No, it's just you're going to be able to get off what you're saying, and that's going to be that. It's the easiest interview you ever have, Frankie. You know what I'm saying? The easiest interview you're going to have. And that's what happened. No knock on the Queens of the Ring, though. No knock on them. They did what they do. You know what I'm saying? They say they make people feel comfortable. Well, I didn't know interviews was to make people feel comfortable. It is a level of respect is there. You know what I'm saying? Andrew, what's good? What's good? I mean, Jay, you came in here and said all that, and once again, you're basing that stuff off opinion. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if Frank is going to get a fight with Tank. Do you know Tank is very meticulous in how they do business and how they move to get him a fight? Why would they bring him into the ring with Tank? You might have. I would say this instead of just basically eliminating it from the possibility, because really over there they all about keeping it in-house. So Tank may fight. He may potentially get a fight with Gervonta Davis before Shakur Stevenson. But people look at it like, what's the purpose? Like Frank is on pay-per-view. Gervonta Davis is on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to bring money, more money, more money. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to bring more money. Frank is not no Ryan Garcia, man. Frank is no Ryan Garcia. Truth be told, he's no Ryan Garcia. Let me do something. Let me go and do a little bit of research. Let me see. Let me look this dude up right quick. Why I was talking about him and Ryan Garcia. Frank Martin has 132K followers on IG. That nigga might as well be on MySpace, god damn it. That dude has 132K and he's up here trying to negotiate and want the fights with the big guys, like people come to see him. He has 130K followers, bro. Diddy James taught Frank the secret art of negotiations. Just ask for some more. Nobody will understand what you're on about and offer you more than what you're asking for. So you said that's one of the secret techniques, the ancient techniques of the Texas furniture store, the mythological legends that roam in that store. I'm telling you, that shit is going to be a full-blown documentary when it's all over with. What really went down in the Texas furniture store? The infamous ghost of Diddy James. They're going to have a full-blown documentary on that furniture store, bro. Real talk. Shout out to Hill on deck. And Frank said in the Master P voice, make him say, nah. Nah, look, if I was to, do that, I'm basically disrespecting Master P, bro. Because P, one thing about him, when he go to the table, he all about making that money. You know what I'm saying? But I know what you're talking about. Master P said, make him say, nah. But Frank was talking about some money for him. He all he wanted. He was talking about, all he wanted was a little and I was like, I don't know what that is. Real talk. I can't put it together for real. I don't know what that is. How much is that? What value does it have? That's all. What value? Talk to me. What value do it have, bro? He just a little thought he was getting ready to spit some bars like Jay-Z. Man, he said that shit on more than one occasion while he was holding his cup in his hand, and they kept on tossing the cup back. I say, nigga, stop your ass from cupping, bro. Put that shit down. This nigga is just up here lying his ass off, man. You didn't take the fight because it's gonna be a tough fight, and your record, you know what I'm saying, it's not gonna look that impressive, man. 18-1. You know what I'm saying? 18-1, 28 years old. It's gonna be a long time before you get back in the picture, bro. You ain't Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero is locked in. You know what I'm saying? Rolly Romero is, different. He's a funny, unique, special type of dude. So for him to go over there and finally get the fight from Gervonta Davis, you gotta, say that's who he's aligned with, who's connected to. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you have that going on over there in the furniture store. You know what I'm saying? They just look at you as a person who stock furniture, you know what I'm saying? Move freaking dresser drawers and shit around, living room sets, shit like that. And people, that's why, Frank Martin is, when you be moving heavy shit around all the time, that may be why he say what he says about a little bit of because every time he try to pick up them dressers, that living room set, and he got to put that into it, you know what I'm saying, and squeeze his core. That's why Frank is so ripped. They be hazing his ass over there. You know what I'm saying? They be hazing his ass. They say, man, go move that furniture, goddammit, from one side to the other. Move that shit back over there, back and back. You got to goddamn get that strength and conditioning up, y'all. You think you ever going to fight Gervonta? You need to goddamn get that workout on, Frank. You got to let them know that, hey, you're a part-time bodybuilder too. Tank's team already said that they are not fighting Frank. And if Frank fight Isaac Cruz, he will be the B-side to the B-side. Damn, those are the only fights available to Frank as far as a decent paycheck. You know what what I've been trying to not think that's going to come to fruition? I hope that Isaac Cruz isn't next up for Gervonta Davis. I know a lot of people have been going around saying it's going to be Keith Thurman. I just need a bit more intel on that. But I hope his next fight is not Isaac Cruz, man. Because after Isaac Cruz, the way he looked against Giovanni, I mean, nothing changes with Isaac. So if by chance Frank Martin fights Isaac Cruz, I'll watch that fight. But you want to talk about the Duck Masters Coalition? At one point in time, Ryan Garcia was the number one pound for pound Duck Masters Coalition. WCS Duck Masters Coalition. That man ducked Devin Haney. He ducked Gervonta Davis. Man, and he ducked damn near everybody, right? Pacquiao. So Ron has since left and made good money fighting Gervonta Davis. Finally got his fight. But when you look at it, the biggest ducker that's in lightweight division now is Isaac Cruz. Hands point down. Frank gained some ground on him a little bit by ducking Shakur, but Isaac Cruz is the biggest ducker in freaking a lightweight division. He turned down so many fights. He didn't want no parts of Shakur Stevenson, bro. He didn't want no parts of Ryan Garcia. And nobody says nothing about this nigga ducking. Isaac Cruz has been ducking everybody, bro. Ever since he fought Gervonta Davis, he didn't want to fight nobody. His team is up here kissing Gervonta's ass and trying to get another fight, almost being like Tank's bellhop. They showed Tank going in there to his fight with Ryan Garcia, who was in the back, Isaac Cruz. Like, do you want to fight Tank or do you want to work for Tank? That's all I'm saying. How is it, bro? Because this team's like, Oh, we trying to make more money with Tank. We trying to make more money with Tank. They damn near shut down all, to increase their resume. They pretty much shut that shit down just by going the distance with Tank. A fight with Shakur Stevenson, just like Frank Martin, would have did well for Isaac Cruz. Ryan Garcia would have did well for Isaac Cruz. Let me take a gander on who we can line Frank Martin up with that's worth it. Because he's doing all that pillow talking. We need to make sure some soft touches out here for Frank. Because he's doing all that pillow talking now. You know what I'm saying? So I know Vasyl Lomachenko is off the table because he might be fighting. I forgot who it was. But that's another fight, that Frank Martin can put out there. You know what I'm saying? But Lomachenko ain't gonna fight him, man. I think him and Floyd Schofield would be a good fight. I know the Schofields are trying to get a bigger name. Real talk. They trying to get a bigger name. They're moving up the ranking system. So that'll be a good fight for Frank Martin, Floyd Schofield. For real. And then the even more wilder part about it, if you look at the ranking system for Frank Martin, right? He's ranked number 7 in the IBF. I mean the WBO. The fighters that's above him is William Cepeda, Angel Ferrero, Isaac Cruz, Baranchik, Lomachenko, and Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson. Nothing in the IBF. He's 3rd in the WBA. He's ranked 3rd behind William Cepeda and Isaac Cruz. And then he's ranked 2nd behind the guy he just ducked, Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? And then they have Devin Haney up here in recess. They have Devin Haney up here in recess. That's the second time Devin Haney's been in recess. The first time, he actually had an injury, no doubt about it. I'm not sure what it is now, coming off the Lomachenko fight. He does have a fight coming up with Regis Prograis, but how is that falling within the guidelines of being a champion in recess? A champion in recess, you either have to be injured or it has to be something that is basically out of the control of a fighter going in there to defend his title, like, the pandemic or something like that. Something like that or whatever. But Frank is ranked 2nd in the WBC, 3rd in the WBA, skipped the IBF, and he's ranked number 7 in the WBO. If he's looking to fight anybody down, of course, I just said Lomachenko. He has Isaac Cruz, William Cepeda, Edwin De Los Santos, Jermaine Ortiz. Stevenson just fought Yoshino. You got George Kambosos up there. Shit. You got George Kambosos. Keyshawn Davis is in the top 15. That fight ain't gonna happen no time soon. He can fight Devin Haney's old common opponent, Zaur Abdullayev. Anyway, this shit is crazy, man, because he blew it. He blew it. Real talk, he blew it. He knew he blew it. He blew it. For real. Thanks, team. Already said. I read that. Why don't Al advise these niggas to be quiet? I don't know, man. They might think that. I know I haven't heard a lot of them cats be thanking Al anymore. Like, it used to be thank Al, thank Al, thank Al. I haven't heard shit lately. Esau ducked everybody for the Tank rematch. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. And don't nobody say with that nigga. Oh, man, he went to this one with Tank now. But that nigga done ducked. I don't know how many people, bro. Shout out to Samar Warren on deck, man. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute WCS Certified. Stamp the like button and support the grind. I appreciate you there, Samar. In the building. WCS Tank should demand Isaac Cruz fight. Someone in the top 5 before he gets a rematch. Man, if you talking about Tank, you know, trying to basically help somebody else out. No, man, Tank. They're very meticulous on how they go about doing this shit, man. Like, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think they really care about trying to get East. They know that fight is gonna be easier. You know, it's gonna be like Marcos Maidana when he fought Floyd Mayweather in the rematch. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that rematch with Isaac Cruz is not gonna be any different. Just look the way he did facing Giovanni. Giovanni is not gonna look any different. Frank Martin can fight Giovanni. You know what I'm saying? The guy who just fought Isaac Cruz, man. You know what I'm saying? Fight that dude. Him and Keyshawn Davis, you know, that's gonna be an up the road type of shit that they love talking about. Oh, we can fight up the road. We can fight up the road. Let's build up your resume just a little bit more there, Frank. This is bullshit, man. That interview is not where it's supposed to be. I am Cam Edwards. What's good? What's good? And also, I forgot to say this. Like I heard Nick J. I heard you say that when you was talking about on another one. I know this is a different live, but I heard you say something to the extent that you think that they're not gonna fight at 54. They're gonna fight at 60. And you know the only person that said that shit was me. You know what I'm saying? Why would you come up with that scenario that you believe all of a sudden that they're going to fight at 60 to prepare them at 68 when y'all was saying earlier in the live stream, y'all was saying that Crawford, if he's talking about going up here and fighting Canelo at 68, why don't he just fight Spence at 54? You know what I'm saying? Why he don't just fight? Because I listen now. Why he don't just fight Spence at 54? Since he's trying to fight him at 47, just fight Spence. And then you turn around and say, I don't think they're gonna fight at 54. I think they're gonna fight at 60. That's the same shit I mentioned. I said they should fight at 60 to get them prepared for 68, if that's the case, since they all walk around at a higher weight. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like, I know people just out here speaking in this public. I'm just putting it out there. Real talk. You don't have to like it at all, but man, you use up there saying that shit like you came up with it or something like that. Why would you come up with it? It makes no point. There's nothing to draw me in and say you would have came up with that scenario when y'all was up there saying why Crawford want to fight Canelo at 68 when he can fight Spence at 54. Why is he want to move up to 68 and he should fight Spence at 54? Spence want to fight at 54, but Crawford wanted at 47. That don't make any sense. Then all of a sudden, oh well, I don't think they're gonna fight at 54. I think they should fight at 60. Why would they fight at 60? Spence ain't mentioned nothing about no 60. WCS have though. Spence ain't mentioned nothing about no 60. I said Crawford, since he's moving up to 168. I even said Crawford should go up there to 60 and fight Gennady Golovkin or fight at 60 and get a belt. If you want to put another division, because ain't shit going on at 60. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I'll throw that up there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hold on for a second. Man, I dropped that link out there, man, because I want to hear some hot grease, man. I want the hot grease for real from those on Frank Martin, because that dude need to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? He went over there for a soft touch. That's what he did, and he want to go back to the ring for a soft touch. He got a soft touch interview, which he was just loving that. That nigga was just loving that soft touch interview. I swear to God, that nigga was just talking, saying whatever he wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? Having a good old time. You know what I'm saying? Nobody pressed him for other freaking examples on why he is saying what he's saying. But it's all good. It's all good, man. Two Cents Boxing, you come over here telling us we already know, man. You know, you come over here telling us, look, you come over here telling us that where's your comment at? You came over here and told us Frank also beat Machado Rivera, top prospect. I mean, we said that like 3 hours ago, dog. I mean, come on. At least when you come over here, say hello. You know, you acting a bit rambunctious, man. Just say hello and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're amongst adults over here. You just come over here and leave a comment or two or three, and you haven't even been over here the whole live. We already mentioned who he beat. Machado Rivera was nobody. He was just building himself up. So for you to leave it in the chat, come on, you got to do better. Look, you're at an advanced level chat, bro. The hottest chat in the MFA game. You got to get that in your head. You got to get that in your head. When you leave basic comments to this type of chat, they're looking at it like this is shit we already knew. What are you saying? We already knew that. Shout out to Boxing Fan Talk, man. What's good with it? Shout out to Am Cam Edwards on deck. What's good with it? Salute to you, brother. Issa camped out in front of Tank's house to this day for this run. You ain't lying, bro. That nigga was backstage when Tank walked in for a fight. I said, what's going on with y'all? I ain't never seen a Mexican fighter kiss ass like that. Like, bro, y'all really kissing some ass over there, man. They really set you up for that promissory note, just like Abney Yildirim had for Canelo Alvarez, just like freaking Gennady Golovkin had for freaking Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? That is the one person that pretty much have those promissory notes, man. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. What's good with it, Blunts? The GOAT is on the panel.
OG, what's the deal, man?
I'm good, man. I know you had a lot to cook on putting Frank Martin in the grease since he went over there and got a soft touch.
Man, the only real thing that blew my mind, other than other than the fact that he wasn't making too much sense throughout the entire interview, was that he really believed the mysterious 8 million. And I'm trying to figure out, why is there nobody around him in his camp, or why is Al Haymon not telling this nigga? I would think Al would call him and say, don't believe that 8 million shit. That's not happening. Don't put that in your mind. But it seemed like to me, he based his decision off of a figure that everybody knew well before Shakur explained it in the interview with Gillian Wallow, that 8 million just wasn't going to be the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would it be 8 million? So it's like if everybody knew this, the boxing fans included, Shakur included, how the fuck Frank didn't know? You in the business, Frank. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe manager Marty is representing that nigga, because it don't seem like he know too much about the business of boxing, but he must be in the business of boxing. So I'm perplexed. Like I'm perplexed. I don't know what's going on.
Isn't he walking around there with the hashtag the man down? Doesn't he have the contact list with the man down? Or that's another person that really don't do negotiations. He has the contacts, right?
Shit, I would hope so. I would hope so. And then he was like, I ain't really know what the numbers was, and I like, how do you not know nothing that's going on? But you the nigga that's boxing, G. Like you supposed to know more than everybody else.
I agree with that. That's a solid point you just made. That's a solid point. He did say that. He did say, like, when asked about the numbers, he was acting like that's where he separated himself. So why are you putting yourself in a hole talking about numbers then? You say you want a little bit more, but then you saying you wasn't there when the numbers was being discussed. It's like, what is the then? I'm still confused on the
Come on, man. That shit didn't make no sense.
What's going on, Pop?
Ain't much. He not ready for the majors, man. He not ready for the big leagues, bro. Like,
listen, why? But I'm saying why he didn't ask his people though. You got Al, you got Tom Brown, you got Diddy James, you got Earl, you got all these people who doing business. Earl just hired his new team of people to help him get his deal straight. Why you didn't consult with nobody? It sounds like you believe Twitter rumors and shit that everybody seen floating around. Because we had boxing channels that was like, yeah, Shakur turned down 8 million. Shakur turned down 8 million. Then niggas start putting the pieces together. Like, come on, man. They wasn't finna put up no 30 million for that fight. So Frank, why you let that made up rumor affect your decision and affect your pockets, G, 4 times? And then he said, $1 million ain't $1 million after you pay taxes and trainer fees. Like, G, you just made $250,000. $250,000 ain't $250,000 after you pay you gonna pay taxes on any amount of money.
Exactly.
So what is you saying?
Blood, this is just what I'm saying. He not ready for the majors because what they gonna take from you is more than you made. They take 330,000 off every million. So you're not ready for that yet, bro. You just proved that you're not ready for the majors.
33rd and throw a 33 in the third.
Man, listen, third. 33 in the third.
They taking 330,000 off the rip. So between you
gotta explain day, Pop. You gotta explain day. It may be some people that's trying to get educated.
Okay, I'm sorry. Uncle Sam, the government, on every $1 million you make, they take 330,000. So it is what it is, but that's what it costs to play in the majors. You ain't ready for the majors, obviously. It costs to be the boss. So between your promotional company and your advisor, you probably spend between 100 and 200,000 in between there. I say that. So you still walking away with double what you actually walked away with in your last 2 fights. So you ain't saying nothing to me but quack, homie.
So you saying he ducking? Okay, Bold on deck. What's good with it, fellas? Samad and Bold pulled up.
What's going on? Peace.
I'm good, man.
Because you let
Hey, hold up, Pop. I'm gonna let them speak. Go ahead, fellas. Just came on the panel.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to put my little 2 cents, pun intended. You know what I mean? In on this. You know what I mean?
You might well deduct that down to 1. Take taxes on that bitch. It's 1 cent, guys.
How about that? You know the thing that got me, and I don't like to clock nobody's pockets, but here's my thing, and that we all ain't overlooked this, but it's just not mentioned enough. Is that if you took a fight at 250 bands, and now they offering you $1 million, you know what I'm saying? You took your taxes and your deductions off of 250 bands, paying your team, your coaches, and your tax.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be more at a milli than it would be at 250? I mean, make it make sense.
Exactly. That's why it don't make sense.
When people get percentages,
dollars. It ain't sense no more. It's dollars, and he not ready.
When people get percentages, those percentages the amount that you get back from those percentages due to the freaking lump sum of money that is based off of is always going to continue to grow. It's going to reduce or increase depending on what you're getting.
I said like this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, OG. Go ahead.
No. And the other part of it is that he pocket watching, because you gonna look at and see what Shakur did. You talking about, you know what I mean, it should be equal or something to that effect. You didn't make no championships. You didn't win no championships. You ain't never fight for no titles. Matter of fact, did you even beat a champion, a former champion? You know what I mean? I don't even know if he did or not. So if you ain't do none of those things, then why should you know what I mean? This ain't a Bud and Earl situation. You know what I mean? Like you gotta get paid how you weigh. You know what I mean? And you weigh light. You know what I'm saying? And equity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So far as equity in your weight division, you haven't fought no former champions. You ain't beat no former champions. You ain't collect no belts. So your equity is small. You know what I mean? And for real, that's just, you lucky to get that million, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's just, I mean, I believe in all fighters should be paid way more than what they're getting paid. But I'm just saying, so far as the negotiation part is concerned, you agreed at one point, and then all of a sudden you find out what another man was making, and you got upset. That is female-ish.
That's what they did the interviews that we gave it to.
Yeah, he wanted to go over there and have some, soft touch and everything, to get some shit off his chest to clear his name. But he didn't clear his name, man. They on his neck, man.
Listen, it looks so bad out here watching everybody debunk everything you said. When Bob already said we gave you what you asked for. Why you worry about what Shakur got? That you should have asked for more. But obviously your team maxed out what they thought you was worth, and they got it for you.
Yeah.
I don't put this on no PBC, Tom Brown, or I put this on you, Franklin the Turtle. That's what I'm calling you from now on.
I'm just wondering, is who's his manager? Is Al Heyman his advisor manager, or what's the deal with that? It can't be.
It can't be, because whoever is the manager, they not doing like what they doing. They should have told this nigga. Like I'm saying, like that's what I said. I need to advise these niggas to be quiet. Why nobody told him, gee, it's not a good idea for you to go over there, or at least provide him with accurate information when he go over there, so you know what he talking about and it sound good. Like, dude, you went over there sounding like a boxing fan. Nah, I heard you was gonna get 8 million, so if you gonna get 8 million, I'm trying to get at least a little extra bump. You know what I'm saying? Because you was about to get 8 million for Undisputed. Like, that nigga was never gonna get 8 million for Undisputed. So you lost out on some money. Come on, man. You should come on, man. And it's like, even still, Shakur addressed that in the $1 million worth of game interview. He addressed that whole 8 million. That shit didn't even sound right. So it's like, Frank, did you not watch the interview? Like, Frank, where you been at, Frank? Where you been at?
I think Frank seen everything. He know, and he still came out with, man, I ain't got nothing else but this. Unless I tell the truth. And niggas ain't gonna tell the truth.
I still say they lined him up for another belt. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he backed out because the risk versus reward situation, he knew he wasn't going, he was up against it. You know what I'm saying? So instead, I'm thinking that somebody advised him that there's 3 other belts. They're going either Devin Haney going drop the belts, or they're going to strip him. Soon as when the Regis Prograis fight happened, you know what I mean? If it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
he gonna get rid of them belts. So I'm thinking that somebody advised him, look, you gonna go right back to the back of the line if you go in here and lay an egg against Shakur. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ain't lying.
And, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that's what they told him. So he backed out immediately. You know what I mean?
But if that's the case, Samar, if he did freaking back out, don't come on here in YTC and act like you're talking to a class of dummies, because you got too many cats on here that's willing to dissect what we just heard and seen play out, and then what your words are saying. And your words ain't adding up because you digging a hole yourself. That nigga came in here as a gardener, and they got all the tools in the world and digging his own grave Because he had been talking about, well, you supposed to get 8 million. Nigga, that shit was never confirmed.
But
You know what I'm saying?
WCS, you gotta think about this too. He was thinking he was gonna get that Earl sexual treatment.
Yeah.
They trying.
He did though. He did get the aerosexual treatment over there.
Yo, I'm just gonna say this, man. This is the Frank Martin is like he made the dumbest move ever, man. Because I know there was a rumor talking about him possibly getting a fight with Tank. Even if he was to fight Tank, he still wasn't gonna get offered $1 million. You know, Tank, when he fight these guys, them guys probably get like 500,000 max, unless you know Ryan Garcia or somebody. So that dude Frank Martin messed up big time, man. That was the money he should have taken. But then again, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm not him. So all I know is this: if my highest pay was $250,000 and you giving me 4 times that amount, I would take that with ease for my first title shot. I mean, that's a walk in the park. I'm taking that $1 million easy.
Yeah, you still coming off with more than you had prior to going into the fight. You're still making more than your high.
And look,
Go ahead, Blunt.
25% of 3 million is 750,000. So I'm saying Shakur getting 3. He was getting 750. They gave him an extra 250 to make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
We got some mathematicians in here. That's what I'm talking about.
They gave him a little extra, you know what I mean? That nigga wanted double the. Yo, so Shakur, go ahead.
Now, shit, he ain't gonna get that now. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker, he crazy, man. Even if he get one of those vacant belts, man, I'm sure he ain't getting paid that amount. So that done went out the door.
That shit scared him, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Like, he was like, hold on, man. I gotta pay this. Like, yeah, bro, it costs to be the boss, bro. Like, maybe your next fight, you can go in there and ask for 1.5 or 1.2 or something like that. But, bro, you just don't jump from 250 to 3 million. What the hell you think?
And the thing about it, too, he would have went in a fight. He would have got his ass whooped by Shakur, but at least he would have got exposure. And then they'd have put his ass in another big-ass fight. Because that's just what happened with Rolly and Ryan. They just seem to throw them in there after they get their ass whipped and shit. But Frank could have just got embarrassed by Shakur, and then, you know, he would have got another high-profile fight, and he would have got that he wanted.
You see, that's what I was alluding to earlier, Bold. I was alluding to that earlier, that I wonder who's Frank connected to, because you're right. You know, the Rolly situation, he got thrown into a freaking media title fight outside of 135. And then Ryan Garcia thrown into a title fight outside of 135. So being that, you know, Rolly is connected over there or whatever, I would think that Frank Martin is connected to kind of get a hookup. So he go in this fight, lay an egg with Shakur Stevenson. Maybe potentially he can get thrown into another title fight. I don't know if it's going to be at 35 or not, but he's over there where they do that shit at. You know what I'm saying? They do that over there.
Here's my thing though. Is it if what happened with Rolly and Ryan? They got knocked out. But if you go in here and lay an egg and you get exposed, like beat up, extremely bad and exposed, do you have any more equity? Like, I don't know what's worse. I think you get a pass when you get knocked out, but if you get exposed, I think they throw you to the back of the line over there.
I wouldn't call Ryan Garcia, you know, just being flatline. I mean, both of those guys ended the fight on their feet, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's some. So if he go in there and lay an egg, it'll be almost like him being stopped by the referee, a TKO, because Rolly got up from the knockdown and the fight was stopped. And then, you know, Ryan Garcia, of course, then make the count and walked away. But they definitely getting immediate title shots. You know what I'm saying? Immediate title shots, bro. So I wonder if Frank Martin got the connect.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if he go in there and lay an egg with Shakur Stevenson, is there any way, does he have to leave and go to 40? Or can they give him another opportunity at 35? Because we've seen this shit happen with Ryan and freaking Rolly.
Yeah.
He's with Arrow. Got to have some type of connect over there.
Yeah, maybe he can go to IBF route.
Yeah, he's ranked in three sanctioning bodies, man.
Yep.
So he would have had the WBA and the WBO, but he's not ranked in the IBF, bro.
Oh, he's not? Oh, I thought he was ranked in.
No, he's ranked in all the other 3 sanctioning bodies than the IBF.
It seemed to me like the PBC boys always pop out saying dumb shit, and I don't understand why. And it always seemed like the top ranked guys is a little more ahead, a little bit more wiser as far as the business is concerned and how things really go. You know, you had Jamal Charlo trying to fight Bivol for undisputed with, you know what I mean? Like at the time, no belts at 68, the weight he never been at. These niggas always pop out Arrow at the press conferences believing and saying all the same shit his dumbass fans say about why he gonna beat Bud and all this other kind of shit, the statistics on how Bud is as a fighter, his resume and all this shit. Then you got Frank coming out here. It's like they keep these niggas, they must keep these niggas dumb so they can, you know, manipulate these niggas behind closed doors and use these niggas however they want. I mean, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Like, why do they let them grown ass men come out there and just embarrass themselves like that? Why is nobody hitting their phone like, listen, man, don't say this, don't do that, you know? like somebody need to be looking out for these niggas.
Yeah, we need to ask the clown manager of the YTC. You know what I mean? What is the business on these fighters not knowing the business? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a question that we could ask. You know what I mean?
I have a question about the business. Why don't fighters in the PBC know the business?
Right.
Well, man, look,
maybe they don't want them to know the business.
Man, I ain't making no excuse for that, man. That man ducked. That man knew everything about the damn business. And he ducked.
Man, that nigga thought Shakur was really.
We got labeled what kind of duck now. We got all kind of ducks out here. We got labeled what kind. We got all kind of cartoon. We got cartoon ducks out here.
He's everything but Scrooge McDuck, because Scrooge already had the bag. So he's every other duck but Scrooge. Come on, man. Well, matter of fact, he's Daffy Duck with his beak shot off.
Damn, no beak. No beak. God damn.
Beak shot off.
Yeah, that's a fucked up looking nigga. Then
that's exactly what he is. Elmer, what up? He shot his own shit off. You know, Daffy always self-inflicted. That's
what you said. Hey, what you said? He despicable.
He despicable. Come on, you self-inflicted just on this. Come on. What fight you say? Listen, in your interview, if you know everybody heard, right? Because I got big ears, you know what I'm saying? So I don't miss nothing. I'm like an elephant. You said you hope to be fighting in December. Hope? You hope? You went from a guarantee to a hope?
Look, if that's the case, listen, it got to be a tank fight. It better be a tank fight. You know what I'm saying?
That better be the big news, bro. That better be the big.
That better be the big news. I can see it. It make perfect. Frank versus Tank. You know, you got the Anks, the battle of the Anks. You know what I'm saying? I can see it right now. The battle of the Southpaws. You know, Tank got his Southpaw work in with Hector Luis Garcia earlier this year, and then I posted a picture on Twitter where Frank got that. He got the baby belt under Tank. After they raised his hand after one of his fights, he got Tank baby belt on, like the interim belt to Tank. So if Tank, that's what I'm saying. If Tank about to get elevated to super champion, and you got the belt under Tank, then I don't see why that's not gonna be the fight.
Yeah, even if you fight Tank, I don't even think he's still getting $1 million, man. Tank don't pay them guys $1 million.
I think he will.
Wait.
Tank get up. Somebody got background noise.
Hey, listen, fellas, I'm rolling out. I gotta get ready to get out here and get into this rain and do some work. But it's been a blessing. Peace.
All right, brother. Appreciate you pulling up, bro.
Word,
You know,
salute,
you can get it on the back end over there on the PBC. They got, they got that back end money. The money, that back end come in a whole lot on the back end.
They need to release that footage or whatever the hell happened at that gym. That's gonna boost that up a little bit too. I want to hear about that. And that press conference is gonna be good as well too. If they get to talking shit to each other about
Frank
what
and
happened
Tank?
at the because they had a little, gym war, I guess you could say.
Man, they're gonna talk shit, man. For real. That's something they definitely gonna do. But I just want to know is, about this rumor with Keith Thurman. I know it's been put out there a lot now. Frank, I mean, is any merit to that? I said I wasn't gonna latch on to it, you know what I'm saying? But what y'all think about that? Does it make any sense?
I think it makes sense for Showtime and them if they trying to, as far as that business deal and the Paramount and only big pay-per-views and shit like that. I can see it as far as that's concerned. But Coach Kenny, he made a post and he was like false information. So I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. He's talking about that Keith Thurman news as being false information, and I guess it probably ain't gonna happen. Or if it is gonna happen, it's not gonna be at that weight, or I don't know. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be a Frank and Tank fight, and I'd much rather see that than a Thurman.
What y'all think about those fights last night?
I didn't see the I didn't see
I
the
think Zhang. I was more so alluding to Zhang possibly fighting Wilder or something like that. I mean,
but yeah, combat.
Go ahead.
I sent you a message on how I felt about Joyce.
I couldn't play that audio you sent though.
I'm sorry, I know, but like he just looked bad, man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think Zhang is an underrated fighter, man. To be honest with you, man. I mean, he does have an Olympic pedigree. All he got to do is get his conditioning up, and he's pretty good. The dude, the juggernaut, man, he just never seems to get his head off the center line, and that's exactly what happens when you don't get your head off the center line.
He's just trash, man. It's both. Joyce to me is just overhyped, and John can fight, and if his conditioning does get to top level, then he could be scary. But yeah, he definitely proved the difference between levels when the way he just, man, he hit Joyce with everything he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like target practice.
I will say this is what I'm going to say about the Hitchens fight, man. I got a feeling the man's going to get blackballed because a lot of fighters know he's really good, but they just going to say like he's too boring. That's what they're going to say.
Yeah, that shit was boring. In fact, I stopped watching it. It wasn't what I expected it to be. He looked real timid. He ain't want to let his hands go. No investments to the body early. You know what I'm saying? No prominent left hook damage. No, I mean it was just. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I told myself I was so convinced on him getting a knockout before the fight, but as soon as the fight started, I thought to myself, if you ain't stopped Bowser, you're not gonna stop Zepeda, man.
Yeah,
and
man,
I should have fucking knew.
Man. Yeah, I agree.
But hold
bro,
on, didn't he stop Bowser though? I thought he stopped him.
No, he didn't stop him. Look, his dad wasn't gonna throw in that towel to a black fighter. Hell no. Them niggas got so racist with me over there, dog. They wasn't gonna goddamn let him get stopped by a black fighter because they was coming off that previous fight and they was up here talking about all he gonna do is run around the ring and all that shit. I guess they pissed off freaking Hitchens, man. But Hitchens, he boxed Zepeda, but dude need to up his star power in there. Sometimes just let your hands go and showboat a little bit or something. Damn.
he's missing that aspect of the.
He can box his ass off now, but
He can box his
as far
ass
as excitement, he just I don't know, man. He a good dude though, but he don't really give you that
Yeah,
on the fight. If every fighter
Man,
had
for
that
real.
and then we talking about different
So what you
I
so
like.
at 140, what's next? Because we talking about a lot of this.
Oh man, that
next?
140 division gonna be fire, bro. Man, come on. You talking about possibly Progress and whoever he fight. You know, they say it's Haney, but I you know, it's supposed to be Haney in what, November or something like that.
Yeah,
But
somewhere
They,
around
Teofimo
there.
yeah, they locked
Lopez,
in.
Teofimo Lopez situation up there too. Man, Matias is still up there, and also you got possibly Ryan. I mean, 140 about to be popping, bro.
So
Yeah,
who
but I got a feeling they're gonna
who-
play politics. They're gonna play politics in that division too.
I just want to
With
know
who?
who's gonna take Rolly's belt? Who's taking Rolly's belt?
No, Rolly's in recess, so Ryan Garcia is fighting for the vacant, like a vacant title. Ryan Garcia is fighting. I forgot.
Oh,
the person.
Rolly's in recess.
Yeah, Rolly's in recess, man.
Yeah, no. Ryan's getting ready. Ryan's got a fight coming up, but I thought it was O'Hara and Barroso for the vacant for Rolly shit.
Wow.
I thought Ryan was rumored to be fighting Teofimo.
They was talking about that.
Yeah.
Everyone.
That was two sides of it, right? So if they don't change it up and he's not fighting for the WBA no more, and basically he's gonna take this soft touch. I'm not talking about the soft touch. I'm talking about the fight that's supposed to go down next year. If that's the case, then they say he might be fighting Tio. Yeah, I heard that's out there, but also I heard that he was gonna fight for the WBA title too. So I don't know, man. If him and Tio is fighting, that's gonna be a good fight. I like that.
Yeah.
I just find it a bit pointless because Tio's not getting a belt from it. When I initially heard that, I just thought, okay, now it makes sense. It's a unification. Ryan Garcia can fight for the WBA, and then he fight Teofimo Lopez in 24 for the WBO and WBA title.
That makes a lot of sense, and that'll be two of the four kings fighting.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people forget that. A lot of people forget that. That's I don't even see that picture anymore.
What picture?
Tank, Devin. It should be Tank. It was Tank, Devin, Ryan, and Tio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like Tio kind of jumped the line, beating Loma.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody remembers that though. Combat. Nobody remembers that.
I mean, the 140 got some people up there. Since 147 about to be shut down, you know, Crawford beat Spence again. I don't know if he's gonna stay there at 47 or move, but them belts are gonna be vacated probably, and that's gonna go. The hype is not gonna be the way it used to be because you need a rivalry for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Boots gonna have to establish a rivalry, and I don't see anybody there to give him a rivalry at 47. Blair the Flair has the mouthpiece to do it, but you know,
If he doesn't beat up Stanionis, his so-called rival just went up to 54, if I'm not mistaken, right? Virgil went up to 54.
Yeah, Virgil's gonna be at 54. Yeah,
You know, he killed himself to make that weight. But I remember, if I'm not mistaken, Combat, I remember us talking about this a long time ago, that 140-pound division was going to be dynamite because eventually everybody's going to be at 140 pounds.
Hey, what about Rashidi Ellis? You think he'll give him Boots a good fight?
It'll be a good name, but I think Boots will end up stopping him.
I think it'll be a, crazy pop. I think Rashidi Ellis fighting Boots would be a different pace of a fight than it was with Villa. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at Rashidi. Rashidi was up against the ropes, and he was fighting back. Now he was letting his hands go, but
he was winning the fight too.
Yeah, he was doing well. So I think people got to look at that fight with Boots as being a bit more competitive with Rashidi than people just looking at, okay, he lost a decision. Man, Rashidi was fighting, man. Rashidi was letting his hands go against Villa. He just didn't have enough power to stick it and break him down like Boots did.
I mean, to be truthfully honest with you, I think it'll be a good fight, but I still think Boots will stop him eventually. Maybe
I don't think
round
so,
11.
man.
That's just me though, but I think it to me it would definitely put some character on Boots' resume that he beat other, that's another legitimate 147 pounder that you beat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for the fight. I'm all for it. Like, but I do think Boots would stop him. For what that weird, like everybody's talking about him, he's the phenom. You're the phenom, buddy. So I think you should stop Rashidi Ellis in a great fight, and it will put character on your resume.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
that's how I feel.
Yeah. We have to wait and see how that shit play out. Do y'all think Jamel Charlo, become a phenom next weekend?
Win or lose?
Man, oh man.
No, it ain't no lose. He don't become a phenom if you lose now. You only become a phenom if you win,
man. I wouldn't be
you
surprised.
become 2 division undisputed.
I'm saying Canelo lost to Floyd, and right after that,
no, he didn't have no belts, bro. He lost to Floyd, but come on, what did Floyd gain out of that shit?
Nothing really. I mean, he just proved that he's that much better. I think
we might see. I think we might see Jamel get stopped. I think we might see Jamel get stopped in 1 to 6 rounds, man.
Really? I
think we might see an early. Listen, man.
He plan on running though,
fighter.
That's the plan. He plan on being on the bicycle, bro.
That shit ain't gonna work though. For a nigga that's moving up 14 pounds of 504 days out the ring, coming off a hand injury, you're not finna beat Canelo, G. I wouldn't be saying Canelo to move this cat to higher altitude for the first time in 10 years. He's fully recovered now. He fished surf. Everybody think he fell off with the John Ryder fight, but he broke John Ryder's nose in like the 3rd round and knocked him down a couple times. Everybody, instead of saying John Ryder's a tough motherfucker, they just said Canelo's deteriorating. Like, man, if y'all don't stop that shit, Canelo, man, look, I think Canelo got a fight he finally finna get up for.
Canelo got built-in excuses no matter how he performs and whatnot. It's always a built-in excuse for him. When Bevo beat him, they made every excuse in the world. They went from Bevo was too big, then it was his fucking hand, then it was like everything in the book and whatnot.
Yeah, like when, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. I saved one of my homeboys some money on that fight because he was like, "But it's Canelo." I said, "Bro, don't you put no money on that damn fight. Don't. If you do, you better not put it on Canelo."
Shit, they try to rob people.
You gotta put that shit on Canelo, man.
Nah, listen, bro. You listen to your homeboy because my homeboy, because me and him got into a little beef. He lost 10 bands on the last big fight. So you guess who he bet on, and I told him not to bet on.
That's just stupidity, G. That's just ignorance, G.
Yeah,
he bet on the guy that he thought was, who they bigged up. The guy that they said, he got the 3 belts. He ain't think about it. I told him and everything. He ain't want to listen. I'm gonna be real with you. I told Combat this. Combat was getting me through the day when we was at work. He listening to the guy. He listening to me in Combat. Listening to Combat the same way I was, and he still put 10 bands out there on Earl Spence.
Oh, wow.
With me every day at work, listening to me in Combat in the truck. He
10
listening to
bands on the Earl Spencer and Terrence Crawford fight.
Yeah, he put it out there, bro. Soon as Earl finished getting his ass whooped, excuse my French, I got a phone call. We hadn't spoke in a few months. I got a phone call. Man, I should have listened to you. How much you losing,
I'm trying to figure out what did he see in that that fight that made him think that Errol Spence was going to beat Terrence Crawford?
One. I'm gonna give you the number one. You know Earl Spence is from Long Island, really. So that's they was banking on home team. That was number one. Number two, they believe all of the hype that Terrence Crawford is small, coming from 135. Gamboa rocked him. What you think Earl gonna do to him? Earl fell out of the car. You see what he did to Danny Garcia and Ugas after that. Three, they actually believe that Earl Spence was a better fighter and Bud hadn't fought anybody. That's what he, and four, he was mad at me, so he didn't want to believe shit I was talking about. So he put that 10 bands out there.
That's crazy.
But then call me and tell me, man, why you ain't stopped me? I'm like, man, I hadn't spoke to you in like 4-5 weeks. I told you before that, don't do that. You heard Combat while we in the truck all day long now. Come on now, you listening to Combat tell you why he came to this man. You listening to World Combat just like I was.
I'm trying to figure out who else was he listening to make him believe that Earl, like he must have been listening to them Earl Spence channels and shit.
Yes. He listening to the. I'm not even going to say them dudes don't get no promotion, but yes, he was listening to them when he wasn't listening to me, and you know what I'm saying, a dude I'm working on getting a interview with, Eric Kelly. He told Eric Kelly told him, yo, don't do that. He did it anyway. He was that pissed off at me, bro.
Damn, so he got told by
bro. Literally, listen. I'm telling you, from early April to mid-June, you can just go back and look and see how much Combat was just telling you, trying to inform you that, you know, it's gonna be a massacre. He's gonna fry that fish. He just was warning you of what was gonna happen. And I'm in the truck with him listening to Combat every day when I get a chance. When we in the truck ride, he listening to him. He like, man, why you talking about? I'm like, listen, bro, Earl ain't EJ you think, and blah. I'm just trying to tell you, we just giving you.
Who was this?
Giving you the guy I was working with. The guy I was working with is the guy who lost to 10,000. Remember I told you, Combat, you get me through the day sometimes when I'm at work.
Yeah.
And the same guy. He heard the same thing I heard when you was on your live during the midday and you was doing, you know, your visuals and everything. And he was listening to the same thing I was. Damn. And before we got into that argument and I stopped working with him, he was talking about he gonna put his money on Bud. And then he was just like, I don't know what I'm talking about, so he bet big on Earl. A lot of you guys still think that's the same guy that, got the best of Floyd back in the day. That's who they think.
I'm trying to figure out, was that rumor even true?
I mean, fresh out of jail, probably, he got the best of Floyd. But you still think
I'm saying, but the rumors that came out, one rumor came out and said he knocked Floyd out. Another rumors came out, said he gave Floyd a black eye. Another rumor it was just like so many rumors. I didn't believe any of them.
That the black eye thing is kind of real. But it's neither here nor there, bro.
Hold on. I would believe the black eye shit because even when Floyd fought that nigga Deji, that nigga Deji touched Floyd eye up too. Floyd eye was fucked up a little bit. So shit. I mean, to do something to Floyd, man, that shit didn't hold no way for real. If he touched his eye up, this shit. Come on, man. Dude that never boxed for real did the same shit. So come on, man. Aaron wasn't nothing, man.
That's what I'm trying to say. The guy that y'all still think is that guy that was going up. No, that's not that guy. That's not him anymore. Like, they ain't want to believe the reality of, Earl was partying just like y'all was, nigga.
And that's exactly why they out here fighting the wrong fight, because Errol is definitely headed back down to 147 because it's another bag for him. And then he's probably going to be out the sport for a while until the end of 2024 because he's going to have enough money to chill. You know what I'm saying? He's going to balloon back up in weight. You know what I'm saying? That's why the contract had to be quick. Coming out July 29th, the rematch. The rematch had to be quick this year because you give Errol too much time, he ain't going to be able to come back down, bro.
And
well, look, I'm gonna say something based off of Steve Kim and Coach Malachi just posted on Twitter and shit. But they said basically they against rematch clauses for what just happened last night. To jump back in there a few months after getting stopped by guys is probably not the best idea. And you know, further proves that Crawford might actually put Spence ass to sleep if they fight again in faster fashion the second time around. So man, if I'm Spence, it's a bad look, man. I don't do it. I don't take that shit.
I mean, let's be real. How long has it been since Errol Spence fought in this time frame twice? That he fought in
like this. Errol Spence probably taking this fight because it's a big bag on top of it. This will probably be the biggest bag he could get. You know what I'm saying? As of right now.
Yeah, but he definitely getting knocked out, bro. The last time Errol Spence fought,
like, yo, ain't no money in the world worth me getting put to sleep, G. If it's a chance,
no,
like,
I'm saying, man. But think about it. You could wake up, you know what I'm saying? Like how Martin Lawrence said, give me a Caesar salad, a bag of Twizzlers, bus passes.
I'm just saying,
he could take that money and retire.
I mean, he could, you know, but I mean, but I feel like health wise, like, and what's gonna happen to him? The last time that you fought twice inside of a year had to be 5 years ago, before all the accidents and the detached retina. So I see you really getting fucked.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I just really see him getting fucked up. Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dillian White was knocked out by Alexander Povetkin, and they hurry up and got that rematch. You know what I'm saying? Even though I think Alexander was under the influence of something in the rematch, but it all depends, man. You have fighters who get knocked out cold, but like they say, Errol took punishment though. Some people don't consider a knockout when you get knocked cold out as much as punishment. I mean, as much severe as you would if you taking punishment for 9 rounds or 8 rounds.
Oh,
hey,
well,
this is the thing, WCS. When Dillian got knocked out, he got knocked out in a fight that he was actually winning. He just happened to get caught. And
that's
like
what he's saying.
Errol Spence got dominated. Like I think the way Errol Spence got dominated, whether he got knocked out or not, that's an ass whooping you might need to take a vacation on.
You listen, bro. Like that's that old adage when, you know, remember like the Bruce Lee movies when they was, you know, when Bruce Lee he be whooping your ass and yelling and hollering at you. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, I have my godfather was like, man, I'd rather just go ahead and get my ass whooped quick instead of that long, drawn out ass whooping. Instead of just,
man, you know how boxing is. Boxing always put niggas in there that is not ready to go. You know what I'm saying? That's just boxing. If you don't fight, you don't get paid unless you got it on the back end.
Yeah, you know, you get that, you know, that PVC
you
back
get that
end.
back end money.
You know what I'm saying?
Back end records.
Back end records, God damn it.
Got Al Heyman producing all that shit.
Get a little bit of over here at Back End Records.
Oh god. Back End Records. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, nah, man. I don't know. Errol Spence, and he said he fighting at 147. It better not take him 10 to 12 weeks to make 147 again.
Nigga, in 10 to 12 weeks is gonna be rematch time, nigga.
Yeah, for real.
I'm just telling you,
December, man.
He should be at 147 before.
That nigga need to be 147 right now. Nigga, he need the camp need to be straight boxing focused. You know what I'm saying? No losing weight.
I'm just saying, Blunt.
I guarantee
He
you this:
said-
if this fight was in Texas, in December, the rematch, man, Arrow be looking shredded down the motherfucker, dog.
Yeah, but you know that
He got that Texas commission, you know, in his to his benefit. That Texas commission over there, bro.
he be over there drinking that Texas tea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
No, I see where y'all coming from though, but a lot of people they saying what y'all saying, but I'm like, hey man, I just want to see the fight again for my own selfish reasons.
The massacre to get it on out the way.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a massacre. Word. I feel like Bud Crawford does with his fist what Floyd Mayweather did with his mouth. He bought the ice. He bought the ice. Earl Spence, man. 147 pounds, and out of Earl Spence's own mouth last time it took you 10 to 12 weeks to make weight.
Man, you know, it's so crazy. I heard one of these clowns videos talking about Errol Spence got leverage and shit. I'm like, what leverage? They're talking about if Errol Spence could force Terrence Crawford to fight him at 154. Like these guys is living in delusion world or some shit. I don't know.
I mean, what enforcement they talking about?
Yeah.
If he send a letter, and say, well, I'm not able to make 147, that's gonna somehow force Terrence to go to 154.
Nah, they saying like if the fight doesn't happen, Errol Spence got options, whereas though Terrence Crawford has 0 options.
Terrence Crawford has all the options right now. He got Thurman, he got Boots. I mean, he may not get paid as much, but he's gonna get paid.
Hey, Bo,
he's gonna get paid.
Hey, Bo, you ever seen when a chick that, you know, she cute, but she don't got nothing, and she trying to front on a nigga like, nigga, if you get rid of me, and you know you ain't gonna be none, and he actually put her out. Yeah, that's what these niggas is. Like, bitch, prove it to me then. Prove it. I'm from St. Louis. Show me that if I put you out, that you can do better than me. Go ahead and get. That's what these dudes is, bro. These dudes very emotional. These dudes lost a lot of money on it. These dudes lost a lot of money. Dudes, you know, couldn't even, you know, lay in the same bed with their woman. Them dudes slept on the couch for a long time trying to figure out what happened.
You ain't lying. That couch, hey, that couch ain't been the same, huh, Pop? That couch has never been the same,
bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Dudes,
they sit on that one side. That shit sink down in that motherfucker. They say, "Damn, this shit fucked up. We gotta get a new couch."
Gotta get a whole new couch. You know what I'm saying? By the time that you know he actually got off the couch and you can sit on it, you like, oh, what you been? You sat over here and you're like, come on now. We know about the guy that was in the basement since
yeah, for real, right? I just want to see a damn good fight, man. Like, man, if he's healthy enough to get back in there and pass all the medicals, which isn't that much, you know, if he passed the medicals July 29th, he should be able to pass the medicals now. But you know, who am I to assume what's going on with his body? You know what I'm saying? So I just want the fight to happen because he can move on. Crawford can finally move on. You know, these motherfuckers give him his props. They can say what they want, it ain't gonna matter. And then potentially we might see a bigger fight with Crawford.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him, you know, finish on out with the Canelo fight. But I mean, the massacre that they asking for, I mean, if I was Bud, I'd give it to him.
See, people not gathering either. Crawford would have fought 2 times this year, right? Made 2 good checks. So let's just say Benavidez definitely fight Canelo in March. It's supposed to be, or whatever. I mean, that's still a good time for Crawford, who stays in the gym to fight after that, fight the winner of that after. But as I say that, he ain't never said anything about fighting Benavidez though.
Yeah, he said fight Canelo.
He said Canelo. He didn't say nothing about the Mexican Monster.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Canelo is that's a lot easier. You know, that's a better fight than the Mexican Monster. If the reports are true, this homie sweating down from 225.
I mean, I
to
think
make-
Crawford is looking at it more from a standpoint of Canelo's name and the money that he brings to the table, the pay-per-view and all that. Benavidez don't. It's not more so, you know, him being the Mexican Monster and being like a real authentic light heavyweight right now. But I think it's more so Crawford trying to, you know, say, yeah, Canelo bring that bag. He bring the pay-per-view numbers. It'll be big. You know what I'm saying? That should be big. Real talk.
Oh, definitely. It'll be a mega fight, and it'll be a way to go
Hell
out.
yeah.
That'll be
Hell
what
yeah.
John Elway, you know, Jerome Bettis type of way going out. You go out with,
Yeah.
you know, on top.
Yep.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, on that on that title, Frank Martin, he's a duck. He's Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Before I get up out of here, he's definitely Daffy Duck with his beak shot off, bro. Word to mother, man. Word. I mean, yeah, and I mean he's nothing like his boss. Like at least we talking about Earl still gonna fight. Earl talking about he got to run that back. You don't even want to get the first one in, chump.
Yeah,
Add
he got a
another
long
name
ways
to
to go, man.
Yeah, you a chump because Earl. I mean, Shakur called you. He called you some names. I'm not gonna call you right now, but you can go look it up. That's what he called you. You know, Sha called you a sucker. I'm gonna give another old school name. You a sucker. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Combat. I appreciate it. Let me come up here and kick it with you. Bless.
No problem, man. Now I know who you are. I mean, I had no idea that was you under that other name. You know what I'm saying? Now I know.
Yeah. You told me I had to clean it up, man, in case sometimes. So I cleaned it up. Pop a lot of shit was really, really offensive.
You think? You think?
So I cleaned it up a little bit. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I got you. I got you locked in now. I know who you is. You know what I'm saying? Off your name, brother. That's what's
appreciate
up, man.
that.
Enjoy your day, man, for sure, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Another thing, I haven't heard anything else on Alicia Baumgartner, man. I don't know if they're doing a investigation on that shit or not.
Yeah, I think it still is on the investigation, but it should have went by fast. It should already went by already, right? Because it's the same.
I mean, I ain't heard nothing about her being stripped. She's still in that training. I like looking at her and Tony, training and shit, man. Because you can see what he's teaching her in the ring when she do it in the ring. But I haven't heard anything about her being stripped or nothing.
Nah, I think she good. I think the truth is gonna be revealed pretty soon. She been out popping out with her belts everywhere. So I think she good. She don't seem too concerned about it.
Hell no. She don't seem too concerned. But it was I don't know if you seen that video that Chris Eubanks, he went over to Dubai after his fight. You seen that video where he visit his nephew, the kid of his brother who passed away from drowning?
Nah, I ain't even see it.
It should make you shed a tear a little bit, man, because you're looking like, dang, his dad passed away not off some, some adverse, some bullshit. His dad drowned, but just the fact he was holding his nephew, who is a product of his brother, and then they was playing on the floor and shit like that. I was like, damn, that's tough, man. You're up there holding your brothers, holding your nephew.
Oh, Eubank.
Yeah, Chris Eubanks. Yeah. So,
yeah, man.
That was pretty crazy right there. Watching that little bit that video.
Yeah.
But boxing ain't, man. When it comes to boxing, man, ain't too much more popping off. Except the
Well,
same shit, man. Anthony Yarde.
we got the fight
Yeah,
week. You know,
he
fight.
fought, he fought a
It's gonna be
replacement,
fight
right?
week.
What
He
now?
fought a replacement last night. Yeah, you talking about Anthony
I
Yarde? He fought a
know. He
replacement.
knocked him out in 2 rounds, man.
Yeah, that was to me that was an easy call. Looking at the books, I mean, I put that on a few parlays under 2.5 rounds. I mean, you know, just what he
But
was coming off of with the Beterbiev fight, the
yeah.
opponent who it was, dude was like 40 years old or some shit like that. So knew that was gonna be quick work for him.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, Yarde is the coolest motherfucking boxing dog. You want to talk about Rico Suave? That nigga is cooler than a fan, man. Like he'll do an interview, man. He just be in the cut. If you don't know who he is, you'll never know who he is. That nigga just be in the cut chilling. That nigga have a little drip on or whatever. Good dude, man. Him and his coach. More so him, you know, down to earth. He said he was there for, you know, he wasn't no scouting. He was up next. And he couldn't get it done, man. So, but cool people though. Cool people.
Yeah, they
Yo,
seem to be received pretty well everywhere they
Yeah,
go.
he do, man.
Everywhere I look, it's lines in the camp. You know, even
Yeah.
even on Twitter, you know, people was lines in the camp, lines in the camp. You know what I mean? So they
Yeah, I tell
they
you what, Anthony Yard, man, I'm impressed with the little bit of amateur fights he had to where he's at now,
Mhm.
in such a short time. On top of that,
Yeah, I mean, he got talent, man. He looks in shape. He looked the part, but he just haven't been able to perform the part yet. Like
I mean,
he had the
he
Kovalov and he had the Beterbiev, and he came up short, man.
But I will say this: he did perform against both of them. It just, like you say, he came up short. But his performance against both guys was pretty stellar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Correct.
He almost had Kovalev ass out of there.
Mm-hmm. But I did know he went in there and he didn't believe in sparring partners either. So I always had that in the back of my mind, like, you know, what's his cardio is gonna look like. He got stopped with a jab, didn't he?
He did, but I don't know if it was really much of the jab or just his, like you said, his cardio. Because the man he emptied the tank. Remember his coach told him, he said, empty the tank. Once he emptied that tank, he had no energy left. So Kovalev could have just pushed his ass down. That motherfucker would have never got back up.
And what kind of coach gonna tell you that? Like, that's probably why him and his coach had that little, you know, the friction going on between them, because his coach was giving him like poor advice and empty the tank. You empty the tank and your opponent's still standing. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Now you getting stopped.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Fatigue does bring on knockouts, though. I like looking at Ammo. Ammo looked good too last night, man. You know, his performance. He went in there and did what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I ain't even get a chance to watch that fight because I stepped out, but I did catch the main event.
What were y'all? Will y'all pay to see? Will y'all pay pay-per-view to see Hitchens fight, man? If he was the main event?
Depends
Hell
on
no.
who he's fighting.
Hell no.
It depends on who he's fighting.
I mean, I'm just saying, man. I look at Hitchens. He's cool people, man, but god damn, he just be boring to me sometimes. God damn, dog, you can box your ass off, but jeez.
Man, hell no. I wouldn't pay. I'm trying to think of who at 140. I would. Man, hell no. Hell no.
He
But
said
see,
he want
at the
Theo.
end of
He want everybody.
I ain't gonna lie.
Hell
I mean,
no.
at the end of the day, man, the way they be pricing pay-per-view, man, I'm at the point I ain't spending nothing on fucking money on pay-per-view, man, because they be overpricing shit.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I felt when I paid for Spence Crawford, I felt good. You know what I'm saying? I felt proud. Like it was a good feeling. I felt, like I felt like that was really worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll pay for that shit 2 times. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like I don't think it's ever gonna be a fight that's gonna make me feel like that. Unless it's like a Shakur versus Tank, I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that to support them.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
Yeah,
Shakur
yeah,
versus
yeah.
Tank. I'm gonna get that
Ah.
feeling all over again. Crawford and Spence. I'm like, hell yeah, I watched this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That
gotta
shit
be
could be
something like
$80-something.
that, man.
I'm good.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, they was bragging so much about how boxing is just lit up 2023, and now we have a dead space, man. We got the culminating moment, we got the climax with Spence Crawford. Now, boxing is in limbo. I know people can't wait the next week, but ain't too many people talking about it, bro.
Yeah, you know what? I heard I don't know who it was. I think it was maybe Town Biz saying that they ain't making no money for this fight. Or at least
Town sent me the screenshot of the tickets that was available. There's a lot of tickets still available for that fight, man. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Jamel he doesn't really sell anyway. Either the Charles, they don't even sell.
Well, the good thing about it, we just seen Tank fight Ryan. And I was kind of saying the same thing about Ryan because he ain't really had no big fight where he's selling.
Ryan never did a pay-per-view, right? Before Tank, right?
You saying that Ryan had one?
Yeah, I don't think Ryan ever did a pay-per-view prior to Tank.
No, he ain't. I don't think he has. I don't think he's been on no freaking main event at that. Well, on a pay-per-view, he been on a main event, but not on a pay-per-view. I don't think he has. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the one thing Ryan has is he has the marketing, endorsements, and social media.
Yeah.
So I think all that shit pretty much got him, you know what I'm saying? Him and Tank, once they came together, like,
what I've grown to not to cut you off. You know what I've grown to respect about this cat is Ryan has a lot of money coming in on the outside from sponsorships.
Yeah.
And he was just in Milan for to model some high-end clothes. Yeah. So he's getting paid outside of boxing. You know what I'm saying? He's getting paid. I got to give him that. He's getting paid. At first, I was on him for being goofy and just being a duck, but I guess you can be goofy when you getting that goofy money outside of boxing.
Yeah, when you got all those teenage girls that liking all your posts and stuff, pretty much set. Check this out. I just saw a score in the NFL. I thought this shit was fake, man. 70-20. Holy shit.
That was damn near close to what Colorado and Oregon was. That was like 40 something. Shit. Let me see what score you talking about. ESPN.
Oh, I think it was the Dolphins game. That's what it was. God damn.
Let me see.
I didn't think I ever seen that score.
That's embarrassing right there. Let me see the Dolphins. That's embarrassing as hell right there. Wow, 70-20. Damn. They scored 21 points in the second quarter. Wow.
What game that was?
Broncos and the Dolphins.
Oh man.
Damn, that's a beatdown right there, shawty, for real. That's a beatdown. And the Falcons, of course, they lost 20-6, of course, in true fashion. We always getting our ass beat when it comes to professional team.
I just got finished watching the Ravens game. Motherfucking the kicker from the Colts beat the Ravens and shit. Kicking, I had about 4 or 5 field goals.
Damn, okay. I know I haven't even really been paying close attention to. It's been more so of a college thing for me this year. Not so much
Yeah.
damn professional, but it is what it is, man. I mean, I'm the type of dude. I'm looking at professional motorcycle racing right now. They had the the GP Pro Racing on the track. Now they got the dirt. I be looking. I always love shit like that. Being that I rode bikes.
Shit, I haven't rolled my bike in like 2 years, man. I gotta put that shit back on the road next year.
You got a glide, what, cruiser, street?
I got a street bike, but I
Okay.
wanna trade that shit in for a cruiser, man. Cruiser is fucking
I mean,
seat
what
filled,
what
10
street
times
bike you got?
comfortable.
Like, what brand?
It's,
You
it's I
Kawasaki
got a
man, Honda man, Zook man? What?
nah. I got a Honda.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember when CBRs was the shit, man. You know, I remember when Hondas, man. You know, shit, that was the bike. But these bikes so fast now. Yamaha, man. I'm a Suzuki man. I call it Zook. I'm a Zook man. You know
is
myself. I
that
like Suzuki's.
that's the one that made the ZR14?
No, that's Kawasaki.
Kawasaki. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been on that ZR14. Man, that shit is a beast, man.
It is, man. I say that about, when the Hayabusa was out and everything. I was like, I used to tell people, they used to say, man, why you don't get a Hayabusa? I said, because my shit is set up for the street, for turns and shit. Hayabusa, the wheelbase is too long. So I want to get in and get out. So they was getting these Hayabusa 1300s, man, and crashing hard, man. And
God damn.
yeah, they was crashing hard. I mean, I had some cats, man. I wouldn't even call it partners, man. Cats that I just saw riding around lose their life, man, on Hayabusa.
Damn.
But that's just the way of the land. You know what I'm saying? The smoothest bike I ever rode is a Yamaha, though, in the curves. But I never really wanted the Yamaha because a Yamaha didn't never beat me, on the Zook. So I said, why am I gonna get a Yamaha though? Even though it's the smoothest in the turns, I just didn't want to buy one because I was just spitting them out.
The Yamaha, that's the ones that makes the Gixxer? Or is that
No, that's Suzuki. That's Suzuki.
Oh, that's Suzuki. Okay.
Suzuki makes the Gixxers. When you see the Z, the Kawasaki, that's used the Z's. Like they made a good 1400. That shit was a beast. It was heavy though. You know what I'm saying? But it was a beast, man. Had a lot of engine up under there.
Damn. Nah, that's crazy, man. Right before I bought a bike, man. I had a buddy fucking crashed and shit, man, and died, lost his life. He was a single pops and shit. This was like when I was back in the military and whatnot.
Okay.
He was a single dad. Motherfucking crashed his bike, man. Because he was one of them dudes that like to go race his bike a lot, you know what I'm saying, around town, but just lost traction and slid into the fucking the side railing. That was it.
I try to tell these dudes when they was on the street, because I used to pull up the dang street races by myself. And I stopped doing that when I ended up getting robbed. With pretty much like they owed me some money and they pulled a knife and said they weren't gonna pay me after I beat this dude twice. But I used to tell dudes, if you're gonna race on the street, you need to have your bike set up to race. That means your tires. You need to go to a shop and have the bike suspension set to hold your body weight. You need to do all the necessary things for the suspension to hold you down. A lot of these dudes was just working on the engine. Their suspension sucked. You know what I'm saying? My suspension was like 2,500 by itself, adjustable. Damn. You know what I'm saying? I can adjust if I was coming off the line. I can adjust if I was riding curves. Yeah, I was deep into that shit, man. I used to work on my own shit, all that, man.
Damn.
Just love the motherfucking bikes, man.
My pops rode motorcycles and shit, but he ain't got one now. But he rode when I was a kid and shit like that. He loved that shit.
It ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for everybody, but at the end of the day, when people get that throttle in one hand and they start to see how quick that shit move, I mean, they just feel that wind coming. They say, "Oh man, I love this," but they're not thinking about all the damn obstacles that you have with people pulling out from the side streets real slow and shit. Look, when you're on a bike going 100 miles per hour and a car pull out, you can close down on that bitch quick. It's over. And then it's some cats out there don't even know when to brake first.
Yeah.
What brake y'all supposed to use first if you're going high speed? What brake?
I mean, I me personally, I just use them both just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, you're
But
supposed to use them both. You're supposed to use them both to slow down the fastest. That's correct. You're supposed to use them both. You're never supposed to hit the rear brake first because that'll get you up onto somebody's car.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I seen somebody was on a cruiser bike, man. He's pulling out on the street. It was a car that was coming. He had his blinkers on like he was about to make a right turn, but he didn't make the right turn. So the motorcycle had to slam his brakes, and I think he slammed the rear one. And this shit like jerked, stopped, and then when he fell over, his foot got caught on a bike and it twisted his whole leg around, man. That shit was fucking nasty, man.
Damn.
So I had to, I ran out there to try to get the bike off this guy, man. But that bike was so fucking heavy. It was ridiculous, man. I had to get
he must have been on the cruiser then. He must have been on a
Oh yeah, he was on a cruise. He was on a Harley.
Oh yeah. He was on a Harley. Oh hell yeah. Them motherfuckers will fuck you up if they land on you. And then them pipes, them pipes are hot as shit. Them pipes will leave a forever lasting scar on your ass, man.
Yeah, whatever that big thing, that thing on the back, that big silver thing on the back, I touched that bitch on accident one time on my dad's bike. That shit was hot as hell, man.
Yeah, them pipes will burn your ass, man. Look, they'll send you in so much pain worse than fire, man. Like them pipes, you're talking about riding for hours upon hours, and you're talking about steel, aluminum. You know what I'm saying? Depending on which exhaust system you got, them motherfuckers are super hot. They'll burn through your shit, bro. Like, man, that shit is crucial, man. I ain't gonna lie. I always have the titanium shit on mine. They still get hot, but they cool down quick.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I want to get me a cruiser bike myself, man. I just love the seats, man. It's so much of a comfortable ride on them joints, man. I love them.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. They cost a good little penny now. You know what I'm saying? They done came up. Like down here in the A, man, you got the oversized front tires, the custom that they doing, and they got some of these bikes got like 10-inch woofers on them, man. Them bitches be goddamn music loud and everything pulling up on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I'm about to take a second go at the gym, man. I went early this morning. I'm gonna get my second workout in.
Go ahead, man. You gotta make that weight 147 so you can stand there for damn Spence if you don't make weight.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be the clone, man. I'm gonna be the clone. The second.
Yeah, you gotta be the clone, man. Grow your hair out if you can. Make sure you grow your hair out, dog. You know what I'm saying? You at least gotta look the part as much as possible. Shit. You know these niggas out their mind, man.
I'm gonna get me a good Halloween mask and look just like Earl Spence. Neurological damage.
Real, man. Be walking down, stumbling down the street. Tomorrow, you can make it, Earl. Get your equilibrium back.
God damn, man.
All right, man. WCS, man. Thanks for having me on, man.
No doubt,
good
man.
talking to y'all, man.
Take it easy, bro.
Word,
be safe out there, man.
Word. Combat. I'm gonna slide too, OG. I'm gonna holler at you, OG. You already know.
Man. No doubt, Blunts. Everybody's in the chat, man. I see y'all, man. I'm gonna definitely jump off and look at me some football too, man. You know what I'm saying? As much as I don't want to, I think I will. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna search around, see if any worthy games on this motherfucker. But yeah, shout out to everyone that's in the chat, man. The hottest chat in the MF and game, A Side Official. You know, boxing right now, you know, there's only so many topics to talk about. I had to address the one and only Frank Martin today because he was cupping. And whoever you are, wherever you may be, don't be a cupper. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad look on you, for real. When you have a cup in your hand and the cup is full of lies, don't be cupping. That shit can look real, real bad. And then if you're going for some pillow talk, don't take a cup with you, and make sure it ain't an orange cup either. Especially if you're trying to prove to the people that, you know what I'm saying, don't question your integrity and all that. No, we need to. So y'all stay close to Frank Martin, man. He I'm curious to know who he's gonna fight next. You know what I'm saying? Since he's just blown a fight with Shakur Stevenson, which would have been great for him. I'm curious to know who he's gonna fight next. And then once again, we have Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo next week. May the best man win. You know, I already said that I believe Canelo's gonna win next week. I will be tuned into that fight, no doubt about it. You know, some people be telling me that anything can happen. It's a puncher's chance. I don't see that with Jermell Charlo, though, based off what I've seen in the past. I've seen him come back and rebel in the rematches. I have seen that play out. But as far as the first go around with these oppositions that really test him, he hasn't looked that solid. And I'm going to go on a limb and say he had the same people in his camp than he had before. Like he has the same people now facing Canelo next week that he had when he went in there and laid an egg against Tony Harrison and looked okay against Brian Castano. You know, so that's gonna be interesting. And then of course, hearing the news that both fighters are back in training camp. You know, back training, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Like I said, for my own selfish reasons, it's time to close the book on this chapter. It's just so much pettiness going on. Certain content creators, you know, they can look at me and say, well, you too. Yeah, I'm talking about a fighter I support. I don't understand why you're talking about it, though. And then the crazy part about it is certain content creators that I thought was pretty solid on this, but they're not. They're taking on the role of just bad mouthing Bud with these terms that they're using and how they want him to be in a certain position as if it's real life. It's not real life. The only thing real life is the stupidity that's out here with these cats coming up with false ass narratives. So you take that away and you say, okay, are you truly talking about something of substance and merit? Can you preface it with any type of evidence prior to? Is there anything that you can give us to validate the cheating accusations and all that? It's nothing. But I think a lot of these cats, man, they'll listen to your live stream or whatever. They'll listen to what words you say, and they'll do live streams just to pretty much kind of see what your response is going to be. I hope that's not the case, because if y'all, you know, some of y'all doing that just because of certain things I say, you're not pissing me off. I'm good. Like, I'm looking forward to the next fish fry for real. I'm good on this shit. You're not doing anything for me. I'm straight. It's just with y'all, it's a scary ordeal because y'all seem like y'all lost. It seemed like y'all are very distraught, you know, lacking control of oneself. It just seems like you all need someone to guide you back in. I'm not the one. I can't guide you back in. That's why I want this rematch to happen. I want you all to go back with all the stress that you have, and I want you to look at this fight once again. And also I want you to carry that luggage with you. I want you to bring all the insults and criticism and the lies that you've been talking about back to see this fight for a second time. So with the lies you was telling, you can see if there's any truth to it. Like, if you see a difference in Crawford's demeanor, as far as did you see an extra vein pop out? You know what I'm saying? Did you see, you know, some type of injection sites on his body? Something. You know what I'm saying? Is his gloves the way you pictured them to be? Is it any rips in it? All these lies that you're telling, did you get with Victor Conte and talk to him? All that shit. I really want you all to carry all that luggage back to the rematch. And then you, after it's all over with, y'all can get together and kumbaya again about what it's gonna be, because after he beat his ass a second time, it's not gonna be anything y'all say that really means anything more than what it did before y'all went in there for the first one and the second one. So I want to continue to help y'all and encourage y'all to put this homework in, put this labor in, and I'm going to continue to fry this fish as always. Keep the grease hot, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, one love, free Bomac, hashtag free Bomac, you know what I'm saying? I definitely can't wait till December to get here so we can see this fight once again and to just pretty much in the most honest way possible, deep down my sincerity. I'm talking about real sincerity. No bullshit aside. I just want to see y'all suffer one more time. That's all. That's my deepest sincerity. You know what I'm saying? To the hottest chat in the MF and game, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up as always. Until next time, man. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hit the like button and continue to support the channel. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars, should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.